Hey everyone, Rick here, and folks, welcome back to another Battlefields of Mana battle report. We have a 6-round battle coming at ya, and don't worry, I will be sticking the camera on the tripod. I just wanted to get some close-ups of the figures and the terrain before we move into the actual battle, because I know once this thing is on the tripod, it's going to be hard to kind of see some of the details of the figures. So to save time, I've already pre-deployed everything, and the Marauders will be going first. This village piece of terrain blocks movement and line of sight. So let's just go over the units and we'll get right into the combat. So 25-point battle, 25 points for Marauders, including a 5-point unit of Marauder Cavalry, with the Marauder Overlord attached. We have a 3-point unit of Marauder Bowmen, a 4-point unit of Marauder Highwaymen, a 3-point unit of Marauder Skirmishers, a 2-point unit of Marauder Skirmishers, a 3-point unit of Mercenary Billmen. So if you know Marauders, they have the optional rule to include mercenary units. In this case, I chose a 3-point unit of Billmen and attached a 1-point Marauder Sergeant to that unit, a 2-point unit of Marauder Skirmishers, and another 5-point unit of Marauder Cavalry. For the Regal Guard, we have a 3-point unit of Axemen with a 1-point unit commander, a 4-point unit of Men-at-Arms with the Regal Guard's Warlord attached. We have the Regal Guard's Sorcerer as a single figure, not attached to a unit, on horseback. We have a 6-point Siege Engine, in this case a catapult. We have a 2-point unit of Spearmen with a 1-point unit commander attached, a 4-point unit of Men-at-Arms, and another 3-point unit of Axemen with a 1-point unit commander attached. So now, to briefly go over the equipment that each army's leader has chosen, 5 points in equipment apiece. For the Regal Guard's Warlord, he has selected the Banner of Courage for a point, allows him and his unit to strike first, ignoring initiative. The Axe of Legend for a point gives him Assault, which means his 6s explode in close combat. Gauntlets of the Warrior for a point allows him to re-roll 1s for attack and defense dice, each a single time. And lastly, Bodolf's Staff for 2 points basically allows the Regal Guard Sorcerer to, instead of channeling 1d4, basically gives him an extra d4, 2d4 channel of mana each turn, which is pretty big. All right, so then for the Marauder Overlord, he has chosen the Guardian Shield for a point, which gives him dodge, a 1-time reroll per defense die roll of all his defense dice he wishes to reroll. Squire for 2 points, which is, it's not a figure, it's not a little squire figure, but it is considered a piece of attached equipment that essentially has 2 extra HP and 2d6 unmodified attack dice that gets to attack every time the Overlord does. Speaking of attack, Amulet of Time for 2 points, immediately take a second attack action. That'll include the Squire as well. Alright, so that is 25 points of Marauders, as well as 25 points of the Regal Guard. Let's go ahead and get started. So again, we've pre-deployed to save some time. This is only a 6-round battle. Let's see if we can get this up here and in a decent position for you to be able to see everything. All right. Not too bad. All right, here we go, folks. Okay, 6 rounds beginning with Marauders. This is turn 1. Now, I'll tell you already that I'm not incredibly pleased with the unit selection for the Marauders. There's one thing I want to change, and that's this 2-point of Skirmishers here. I'd rather have, spent that 2 points on maybe a Marauder Sergeant for this unit of Marauder Cavalry. Typically, I play these battles 3 times. Best 2 out of 3 wins. Sometimes that means only 2 battles, but... so if this doesn't end up working out, the next battle I'll turn them into a Marauder Sergeant. The reason is, this is about 8 inches of space on either side of this village, which is just barely enough to get 3 units wide through here. So these skirmishers are going to maybe be out of luck. But we'll see what ends up happening. All right, so marauders are going first. We are going to want these cavalry in the mix ASAP. So let's go ahead and do that first. They have a movement of 6, and the Overlord, actually has a range as well. So unlike the Regal Guard, who has a Warlord and a Sorcerer, the Marauder's Overlord acts as both. So he has a ranged attack as well, potential, of 12. So, for example, they could move up 6 inches, and then he would still have a 12-inch attack at range. And, ooh, that's close. He might be able to hit that unit of Axemen, but his ranged attack is only 2 dice. So in all honesty, what I want to do is move these guys up, use both of their movement actions, which means he won't be able to do anything else this turn, besides channel mana. Actually, yeah. Yep. Okay, so here we go. We're moving them, and we're moving this unit. They have a movement of 6, so we're going to use both of their movements to move 12, but I'm not so sure we're going to actually stay there. What we want to do is be just out of this Axeman's movement of 6, because that means they could contact us this turn. But in all reality, what we'd rather do is be just outside of that 6, so that next turn we can charge and get some collision hits. Now, even if, because we do have a 6-inch movement, if we don't make it to the Axeman in 6, if the Axemen just stay there and it takes us both movement actions to get there, we will still get the collision hits. We just won't get the benefit of the charge, which may or may not matter. But we want to be out of 6, so we still get the collision hits. The other, I won't keep going on and on and on about this, but the Marauder Overlord does have a range value, which means if the Axemen were to get into combat, into base contact with the cavalry, they would suffer a free volley attack. But again, it's only 2 dice, and it's -1 to each die, so that's not the best. All right, so we'll move up the little straggler. I think we are happy with that. This little D10 here is going to denote how many wounds the Marauder Overlord has. The Overlord, the Sorcerer, and the Warlord all have 10 HP. All right, so we're happy with that. We didn't move up the full 12, just enough to remain outside of the Axeman's 6 inches of movement, so hopefully we can collide with them next turn. All right, and then these bowmen, these highwaymen, how do we want to do this now? Well, let's go ahead and get these highwaymen up here first. Highwaymen move 4 inches. So we're going to use both of their movement actions to move them up 8 inches. And the reason for that is we want to get them involved. And we, since this is so narrow over here, we don't want a ranged unit cluttering up the field here. So we will move the highwaymen up. And I measured this so that, they are just sneaking by that stone wall. That's how they were deployed, so that they will end up there. And then this unit of bowmen, ideally, who also moves 8 inches, well, they move 4 inches, but they will, in this instance, move twice. So they will move up 4 as well. Let's see, they'll probably move up 8. Yeah, because they would still have a shot if they only moved up 4, but with a 12-inch range, there's nothing there yet for them. So yes, we will go ahead and move up the other 4 inches. And again, I kind of pre-did this so that they'll end up basically right there. That's still enough room. They will be able to eventually line right up with this cavalry if they wanted to. Now, the other thing was I kind of wanted to move these Bidors. I'm sorry, not Bidors. Marauder Skirmishers, because they still have a range value, and they're not as bad in melee as these bowmen. So actually, I kind of want them up in front of these bowmen. So let's just go ahead and start wheeling them over. All right, so let's start wheeling them and moving them. Skirmishers. No, they don't have nimble or anything like that. Okay. So they're also a 4-inch movement. How far do we want to wheel? Do we want to wheel 3 inches? Yeah, I think we do. All right, so we're wheeling 3 inches. Now, if you've seen the other battle reports and you're saying, Rick, you're not keeping a 1-inch gap here. You didn't deploy with a 1-inch gap and you're not keeping a 1-inch gap. Well, again, this is a new rule set. I'm tinkering with it all the time. After every battle, I basically rewatch it, take notes, and improve the rules. The 1-inch gap was not working. It was not at all. At this scale, it was creating too many blockages. All right, so we just wheeled for 3 inches. We have another 5 inches left. So here we go, just move up 5 inches to about there. All right, so these bowmen now will probably end up staying here because after things start to move up, they'll get a shot, and then hopefully we can move the bidowers in front of the bowmen. And I keep calling them bidowers. I don't know why. All right, so that's it. So we should be doing a couple things here. So move twice. Everyone move twice. Again, it doesn't really, I don't need to put these double move counters out there all the time necessarily. And these are just little activation tokens to show that I've already taken an action with them. But it's a good habit to get into. The first turn doesn't really matter because obviously there's no close combat that you would need to worry about if they had moved twice or not. All right, so then let's go up here to the billmen, who I believe also have 4. I think everyone has 4 inches of movement except the cavalries, who have 6 inches of movement apiece. And I think we're going to basically do the exact same thing. Now, these cavalry are going to be slightly behind where this cavalry was, because you know this guy in the back here propelled that unit out from deployment by that much. This unit of cavalry did not have that benefit, so he's basically riding the board edge 12 inches out. All right, so here we go. 1 foot to there. All right, and then the rest of this is pretty easy peasy. They are 8 inches apiece. Of course, the billmen have a sergeant attached. And this unit of billmen is riding this stone wall's edge again. So we know that they'll end right here and they'll be right up against that stone wall. And then we will do the Marauder Skirmishers and call it a day. And they were right up against. So when they end their 8 inches of movement there, they'll be right up against the billmen. Because again, you don't want to drift. You want to keep it as straight ahead as possible. All right. I'm not going to, I'm not even going to mark those. It would only matter if there was something to shoot at. So again, those skirmishers do have an 8-inch range, but there's nothing there. So movement is complete. It's now time for magic, and we are going to do an arcane duel. So have I done this on camera before? What I'm doing is there's 3 D4s in red, blue, green, and fire, earth, and water. And of course, fire beats earth, earth absorbs water, and water puts out fire. Normally, when you're playing this game, each player would choose one of these in secret, kind of a rock, paper, scissors mechanism. But since I'm playing against myself, I'm just going to choose one at random and roll them. And what do we have? Well, they actually both chose water. So, equal color, but a 3 for the Marauders, a 4 for the Regal Guard. So equal color but higher number means the Regal Guard Sorcerer did a wound to the Overlord. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to do any more arcane duels, because when we only have a single leader versus 2 leaders over there, yeah. We probably don't want to do any more arcane duels. Arcane duels are totally optional. The whole idea behind them is you can do them if your sorcerers are way in the back lines just casting buff spells and stuff. They never really see combat. So this arcane duel is just like strictly between the sorcerers, no matter where they are on the battlefield, to get them involved, get them to take some wounds, But again, it's optional. And in this case, I probably should not have done that with my Overlord, but he took a wound. All right. Next in Magic would be him now channeling mana. So it's D4, and we'll see how much he channels. 1. He channels a single point of mana. So as you can see, that staff that the Regal Guard Sorcerer has that gives him 2d4 mana could be huge, especially since we're only rolling 1d4. So that's a mana token we'll just put off to the side. He cannot cast spells, however, because he moved twice. Anytime you move twice, you can't cast spells, can't shoot in range, and can't close combat. Since the Overlord is the only leader for the Marauders, he can act in both the magic phase and either range or close combat if he hadn't moved twice. But in this case, he did move twice, so he can't cast any spells. He also cannot shoot now that it's the ranged attack phase. And we would have had shots there, and the Overlord if you wanted to. But no, we all moved twice, so no shots. Close combat phase, nope, no close combat. So that is turn 1 of round 1 completed. And again, I did not need to put all these tokens out here, but just for fun. All right, so that means it is over to Regal Guard, and they want to tread lightly here, but they do have a catapult, which is the exciting thing because they stuck that catapult back there. They put this unit of spearmen here basically will move him up, allow him to kind of defend. Whichever flank starts to fall, they can move over there just to protect that catapult, because that catapult doesn't need line of sight. It gets, what is it, 18 inches or 16 inches of range? 18 inches of range, and it will sit right there, 18 inches from the center of its base. It can put this 3-inch template wherever it wants. So it's just going to be sitting there lobbing this template around. All right, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. That'll be in the ranged attack phase. But for movement, okay, so the Axemen. Well, the Axemen have no choice. Well, we could sit here and then take that, but we really don't want them pushing up over beyond this village point edge, because then they can potentially swing around and get the catapult. So we want to kind of meet them. Yeah, we're going to take collision hits, but that's not the end of the world. Axemen only have a movement of 6. So just like the Marauders figured, they're going to be just outside of their 6-inch. They have a movement of 3, I should say, 3 inches. So double movement means they have moved twice for 6 inches. Okay, men-at-arms, they're also pretty slow. This is a slow army because they have 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. Spears are 4. All right, so men-at-arms also moving 3 inches, and I think they're just gonna do the exact same thing, move double up. They just want to close this gap. That's really the only concern they have, is be up here so that nothing can get through there, and they've accomplished that now. All right, we'll see what we do with the spears in a second. Oh my gosh, did we just stay out? Oh, thank gosh, I didn't even consider that up here. And they moved the full 12, but they're not in that 6 because, again, they don't have that figure in the back that gave them that extra little bit of deployment. So these Axemen will be moving up their full 6. And that might also block them from being able to be shot at, because when you are shooting, it is center of the banner bearer to center of the banner bearer. And as of right now, those Marauder skirmishers are clipping their own unit. But you know what? That's no problem. The Marauder skirmishers can shoot through their own friendly unit as long as they're not engaged. So if that unit of Marauder cavalry didn't move any further, the skirmishers could still shoot. But of course, the cavalry is going to be moving up because that's kind of the whole point. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Now, this is the Regal Guard's warlord here. Unfortunately, he doesn't give his unit any faster. That is an item. There is a unit. In fact, right here, an item, Boots of the Artificier, gives rally and +2 inches of movement to the unit that he's a part of, but he did not take that item. So even though he's faster personally than the unit he's attached to, you always take the slower unit. Okay, so we moved them both up. Again, they're both doubly moved. And again, I should be putting tokens on all of these, but that doesn't necessarily matter. We know that there's nothing they can do anyways. Okay, now let's move the sorcerer. What role is our sorcerer going to take? Is he going to take more of a defensive role or an offensive role? If he's defensive, we'll just leave him back here and allow him to cast shields and restoring spells. Or if he's offensive, we can move him and start shooting fireballs. Well, for right now, I mean, obviously, it's not, we don't need to make that decision right now, in all honesty, just because it's easy to move him around. Single figures don't have flanks or rears. They don't need to wheel when they move, so it's just simply kind of fly as the bird does. So we'll move him up 3 inches, and then he has another 3 inches because he has a 6-inch move. And again, we're gonna probably want to cast spells and stuff, so we don't. Oh fudge! You know what I forgot to do? And I am gonna go back and do this because it will not impact anything. But the Marauder Overlord should have rolled a die for his War Cry ability. Anyone who was within 6 inches of him, which should have been basically everybody, he's actually just going to do it on his own unit. 3 or better, which it is, gives that unit a War Cry die. Just an extra die that can be used for initiative rolls, attack rolls, or defense rolls just one time. It's just kind of hard for me to remember everything as I'm talking and, recording the video. But in a game, once that turn had ended, we really should not be going back and saying, oh, I forgot to roll that. Because it's not mandatory to do that, even though why would you ever not? But, so anyways, because I just got to thinking, you really should do it when everyone's still kind of together. Because again, you start moving and then are you still within 6 inches of the Warlord? In this case, it is. This Warlord is going to do the same thing. He's going to see if he War Cries. Nope. A 1 or a 2, you fail. So he failed to do his War Cry. And then so we moved the Sorcerer up 3. And the whole reason I remembered that is because the Sorcerer has some fantastic defensive spells. If he... Let's see. So we'll move him right in the center, basically. So from where he is, he did not even move his full 6, so he will be able to cast spells. And look at this, 12 inches of range. He can get both of those units. So from right here, he is casting all sorts of spells. Okay, then it comes to these spearmen. What do we even want them to do? It'd be one of those things where it's like, maybe we should have done something like this, where they had 3 units in a row moving up, but I didn't know what side to put the spearmen on, and I wanted someone to be back here to protect the catapult. And again, these D10s here and here are just the health points for the sorcerer and the warlord. Oh gosh, what do we do with these spearmen? Anything? They have 8 inches of movement. Oh boy, I really don't think we really need to move them. If anything, we would want to move them in front of this catapult. So we moved 1.5 inches to get over here. Let's move the sorcerer up his final 1.5 inches. Oh, fudge. Well, we don't want to move him up too far because, again, we want line of sight. In fact, we kind of want the sorcerer probably to move back. Well, let's do that then. Let's move him back 1.5 inches. And again, that does mean that, yeah, you can kind of puppy guard the catapult by coming within 1 inch, but that is okay. In play testing, we, and by we I mean I, determined that getting rid of the 1 inch gap was so much more beneficial. Okay, so let's move up 4 inches. Let's move up 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. That gives us 5 inches left. to then move sideways at half speed, so that's 2.5, 2 3/4 basically. So 1, 2, and that's as far as we can go basically, because well, we can go a little further, but not the full 3/4, because again that sorcerer is there kind of blocking that back guy. But that's okay, we'll put them there so now they can turn and face and move that way, or turn and face and move that way. Whatever the case may be, they are in position to support whichever flank starts to fall. And you may be saying, well, my God, it's 4 units to 2, 3 units to 2. Yeah, but these units here are pretty stout. And don't forget, they don't have a catapult. But the catapult's reliability is what we're going to call into question. All right, so anyways, that's where the spearmen will be. And no friendly units that are not engaged don't block line of sight, so the sorcerer still has full visibility, essentially to there. So anything over here might pose a problem. And of course, the Marauders need to remember that too. And anything over there. All right, so anyways, that is, I think, movement complete. So now let's get into the Arcane Duel. And yes, this Sorcerer absolutely wants to do the Arcane Duel, because that's going to be targeting the Warlord every single time. And that's an interesting thought I'm going to have to kind of mull over. This is my first battle ever with the Overlord. Since Marauders don't have a separate Sorcerer and Warlord, maybe we should have him be able to decline Arcane Duels, because otherwise this guy's going to be doing an Arcane Duel against him every single time. But alright, anyway, here we go. Oh God. And this is exactly why he should be able to decline it, because this was a fire versus an earth. So higher color and a 3 to a 1 higher number. Higher color and higher number, boom. The Regal Guard Sorcerer just did 2 wounds to this Overlord. So he's already down to 7 HP. Alright, so that was the first part of magic. Now this Sorcerer is rolling 2d4 to channel his mana. A 3 and a 1, so that's 4 mana crystals. Now, what does he want to do with those? He didn't move twice, so he can also spend these and cast some spells this turn. He could cast 2 enchantments at 2 mana apiece. He could put a shield on somebody for all 4 of these. He could shoot somebody with a pyroblast, 12 inches. Oh boy. He could shoot this unit. You can't target single figures attached to units, but he could shoot this unit of cav with a, what's the actual name of the spell? A Pyrostorm. That'd be 4 dice, or he could save them. He could save any number of these. But I think what we're probably going to want to do, I'm just going to take that token off now, is, because we're going to be getting into some combats here, either a shield or 2 enchantments. I just don't know. This is where my analysis paralysis kicks in. All right, let's go ahead and just do 2 enchantments. 1 enchantment here for 2 mana. An enchantment allows a reroll of any or all dice in like an attack roll, an initiative roll, a defense roll, and let's do another one over there. Because they know these 2 are about to be clobbered by cavalry. So we're spending all 4 of our mana to put an enchantment on this unit of axemen and this unit of axemen. So that's magic. That was movement. That was magic. Now it is time for range. And if you notice, there are no range units in this army except for the sorcerer and the catapult. All right, so where do we want this catapult to fire? Again, it has a range of 18 inches. Okay, so what are we thinking? Well, honestly, what I'm thinking is this unit over here that has the Warlord in it. Of course, we could go somewhere else. And again, line of sight doesn't matter for the catapult. So the catapult, essentially, from right now, can hit any unit at whatsoever. Just barely that Marauder Skirmisher unit, but basically he can put this anywhere he wants. Where does he want to put this? Units under the hole, and there can only be one. So even if you put it where there's 2 units under the hole, you have to roll off. And you'd really only ever have to roll off if this deviates and moves to where the hole is over 2 units. You would roll off to see what unit. So only 1 unit can be under the actual hole, and then any units that are not under the hole still take D6 attacks. So we could put it somewhere like this, where this highwayman unit is under the hole, and these 2 units would take shrapnel hits. That could be pretty good, but honestly, I really want to see if we can decimate this unit of Marauder Cavalry. So, where do we put it? Unfortunately, well, we could put it here, and it's kind of, I don't know, cheesy. This back corner of this guy's base is under the hole. That would mean they'd take the full hole. God, that sounds so bad. Sorry, I have 8th grade humor. All right, so that unit, though, would take the full attack, and then this unit of bowmen is actually just clipped. So if this hits, let's go ahead and put it there. That unit under the hole, and this unit shrapnel hits. If it hits, we have to roll to see if it hits, first of all. And it does not. Uh-oh. So it does deviate, but it looks like it may deviate not bad for us. It looks like it's deviating like this. Let's hope not too far. So how far does it deviate? Oh, God. So it actually doesn't deviate. It misfired. All right, so a misfire means we're going to roll a d6. Oh, God. I think a 1 is the catapult is destroyed or takes 2 wounds. Let's see here. It does. A 1 is destroyed, 2 to 3 is a single wound, and on a 4 to 6, nothing happens. So anything but a 1. Okay, we're going to re-roll that because it was kind of in there. I should be rolling in this thing. And you know what? Since we are not in back here, because this is off camera, right? Let me just check that real fast. This dice tray. Oh my gosh, yeah. For the most part, it's off cam. Okay, so let's move this to like here, where no one's ever going to be back here, probably. Oh, yeah, that's good. All right, so that's where our dice will be rolled. All right, so here we go. Anything but a 1. All right, it's a 4. That's fantastic. 4, 5, or 6. Nothing happens. It just fails to shoot this turn. Okay, whew, that was a close one. All right, and I may actually retool those rules, because on a 1, that's a 1 in 6 chance. That's not too impossible to think. You would just lose 6 points. That seems a little harsh. So maybe on a 1, 2 wounds, and on a 2, 3, 1 wound. Maybe that's what we'll do. But I haven't had any problem with it so far, so we'll see how that ends up going. All right, so that was movement, magic, shooting, close combat, none. It is now turn 2. Let's move, or round 2. So round 2 of 6. All right, so now it's back over here. And now the Marauders are happy. Everything's gone their way. Let's charge in. Boom. So they charge in. Each unit slides mutually unless one's engaged, but they're 1 width of a figure apart. So he'll move up a half a figure. He'll move down a half a figure. All right, boom. And we are going to do that. And that, folks, is a charge and a collision. So you're going to see a collision right now. A collision is D6 collision hits. 2. Only 2. These are unmodified. I should take these rings off when I'm rolling. Okay, so 2d6 collision hits. Armor on an axeman's a 2, so these need to be 3s or better. And we rolled a 1 and a 6, so a 6 could be good. So he's rolling in defense now, and he doesn't have any defensive special abilities. A 6. Oh my gosh, he blocked the collision hit, so no collision hits. That's still a charge, though, so we'll see what ends up happening there. All right, boom. Now what we want to do is get these skirmishers up here. So we're going to want to essentially, and we're just going to pivot them. We don't even need to measure this. We already knew they wheeled 3 inches. They're wheeling back 3 inches. That leaves them 5 more inches. Or would 8 inches allow them to shoot? Oh, just barely no. And they get, oh, sheets. I don't know if they're going to be able to clear this unit in 5 inches. Well, let's find out. So here is the back of this unit. And here is a side of this unit. And we're going to move them 5 inches up. So how are we going to do this? 5 inches from there. We'll see. It may be very close. All right, hold these there. Move this out of here. 5 inches. Can they do it? Oh my gosh. Okay, now we need to do this in order because, well, no, I guess we don't. They don't block movement. Look at that. Oh, just within. All right, perfect. So it should be something like that, I assume. Okay, good. This is fantastic because now the Marauder Skirmishers can get involved in close combat if they end up doing so. But because they're better at close combat than the archers are. All right, so I was going to say we should probably move the highwaymen first, but if they're not engaged, they don't block movement, and so we're going to put a double movement token on that unit because they could shoot, but they moved twice, so they can't shoot. Now we're moving the highwaymen up. We're going to move them up. They have 8 inches, and yes, they only need 6, it looks like, to get into combat here. So they're not going to be able to get into close combat this turn, but they will be able to get into contact. So, yep, we'll just move them in line with the stone wall all the way up to the men-at-arms, and then again, we're going to slide. So they're about 1.5 figures apart. So we're going to move 1/4 of a figure, and 1/4 of a figure, and then another 1/2 of a figure, and another 1/2 of a figure. All right, so now they are in close combat. Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Double movement token on them. Oh, fudge buckets. Well, because now I'm not going to get any shots. They are blocking my shots from my bowmen. So maybe we don't get into close combat this turn. Maybe we stay just outside of combat. That means they will get a charge on us, but all a charge means is they'll get +1 to their initiative roll. And honestly, who cares? Because our warlord is within 6 inches of us, so we are going to be using his initiative of 6. So, of 5, sorry. And what is a men-at-arms initiative? Is 2. So it's going to be a 2 + 1 for the charge is 3. So it'll be a 3 to a 5. It would be a 2 to a 5. But I think getting these shots off now is more important. So let's stay just out of close combat, still a double move, and now we're going to leave the archers where they are, and they're going to be able to fire without a movement and shooting penalty or anything, just full-on shots on those men-at-arms. Okay, so that'll be good. Boom, up here, same thing. Boom, and they were about 1/2 figure apart, so it's just going to be 1/4 of a figure and 1/4 of a figure. So not much shifting there, but now they're in contact. Same thing over here with these billmen. These billmen have movement of 4. Would we be able to get into combat this turn? No, we are just out. So I think we do the same thing. We move up just out, and we have a Marauder Sergeant in this unit, so even though they have the Warlord gives them a 5, we would also be a 5. But if we allow them to charge us, that would give them a 6 to a 5, but at least we'll get some shots off. Would we? Are they within 8 inches? Oh yeah. So we can shoot with our Marauder skirmishers. They basically have staff slingers. They're staff slingers. Okay. Okay. Love that. So again, this was a charge. We are gonna move these billmen up. Basically, just their 4 inches. It's not even gonna be a double move. So they are gonna end themselves up about here. And they're loving it. They're loving life. What do billmen have? Billmen have assault and polearm. Ooh. Hopefully they do end up going first, because then they'll get the full advantage of all their ranks of polearms. Okay, so now we don't have to move the Marauder skirmishers anywhere, because they have that 8 inches of range. And that was only a single move, so we don't even need to put a double movement token. All right, so I think that's movement everywhere. We're done with movement. Now it's time for magic. We are not going to do another arcane duel, but we are absolutely going to channel. And we channel 3. All right, so 3 more mana, plus the one we already had, gives us 4 mana. So here we have a lot of options here. Now we cannot... There's some spells we can use while we're engaged, and some spells we can't. We can cast a shield only if it's on our own unit. Oh, you know what? Before I forget again, let's roll the Warcry die. Now, who do we want to Warcry? We can Warcry ourselves. Again, there is no limit, I don't believe. Yeah, there's no limit to the amount of Warcry dice that a unit or single figure can possess. So we could Warcry the bowmen and give them extra dice. We could, because anyone within 6 can benefit from our Warcry, but only a single unit. So who do we want to inspire with our... Well, let's see if we even get it first. We don't have to assign it before we roll. Do we even get one? Yes, we do. Do we want to give ourselves 2, because we're about to just go into it with these... Axemen, or do we give it to the bows? Let's give this one to the bows, because this is going to be their one time to really get some shots in. So we Warcried the bows. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, spells. So we cannot use a shield on any other unit, just our own if we're engaged. We can't use Pyrostorm while we're engaged. And we can enchant. Do we want... You know what? We know that they are targeting us with that freaking catapult. Let's use all 4 of these dice and put a shield on our unit. So 4 mana. I had 4 dice. 4 mana to cast a shield. So that's taking one of these little mini D4s, and we get that many shield points. So this could be really not that good for only 1, or it could be really good with a 4. Oh, it's a 1, of course. I knew it was going to be a 1. So that is, though, 1 extra HP that unit has to get through, or the catapult has to get through in order to start doing damage on the unit itself. All right, so that was magic, because the Overlord can cast magic and engage in close combat in a single turn. Okay, so that was movement, that was magic. Now it's time for shooting, and folks, now it is time to unleash our archers and our Marauder skirmishers. So the archers have a range of 12, and you always do center of banner bearer to center of banner bearer, and that's obviously within 12. They could shoot anyone out to there. And then, are they in line of sight? Well, friendly units do not block line of sight. However, friendly units engaged to opposing units do block line of sight, and that's why we stayed back. So yes, they are in line of sight. These Marauder skirmishers only have an 8-inch range. Yep, that's within 8, and same thing there. Yep, perfect. We're in range. All right, folks. Let's roll some dice here. So each figure contributes a die to this range attack. Let's do this unit here first. Bowmen onto these men-at-arms, and they have that extra Warcry die. Now, Marauder bowmen have several special abilities. They have a special ability called Volley. That means 6s explode. So they're rolling 7 dice. Any 6s add more dice. And those dice, if they explode, can add even more dice. All Marauders, when they attack, range or close combat, also get a D10 Marauder die. On a 7 or above, that's 1 unblockable wound. All right, so let's do this first. So on Men-at-Arms have an armor value of 2. So we're looking for 3s or better. So let's go ahead and roll these first. These 7 dice, 3s or better. And 6s explode, and we do have a 6. So let's just take this 2 and re-roll it. We rolled a lot of 3s. So this will be the exploding 6. Oh, it was a 2. So it ended up being nothing. So we have a 6, a 5, and 4 3s. So that honestly was not that good of a attack roll. And then now let's roll the Marauder die. And it's a 4, so it missed. No extra attack. So here's what we have. We have 4 3s, a 5, and a 6. All right, now Men-at-Arms have a defensive special ability called Shield Wall, which gives them exploding 6s in defense. So let's see how much of this they can block. All right, they did roll a 6, so one of these 1s, let's roll it for the Shield Wall, and it's still a 1. So there's 2 1s that block nothing. And then there is a 6, 2 5s, and a 3. So a 6 blocks a 6, 2 5s will block a 5 and a 3, and a 3 will block a 3. So again, that was basically easy math. The 2 1s essentially meant 2 attack dice got through. Every figure, except for the special heroes, have 2 wounds apiece. So 2 wounds on these Men-at-Arms means 1 Man-at-Arms is dead. All right, so, there you go. They have 1 less Men-at-Arm to deal with. Man-at-Arm. Okay, so that was that shot, and I promise this won't take as long as we go through it. I'm just spending a little more time kind of going over things in this first couple attacks and stuff, but we'll get faster as we move on. All right, so now these skirmishers don't have volley. They're a very cheap unit, only 2 points. So they just get 6 dice against these Men-at-Arms as well. So it's going to be the same situation. 6s do not explode here, so we still need 3s or better. And, all right, we still rolled a lot of 3s. So 3 3s, a 4 and a 6, and a 1 misses. All right, so in defense, they're going to get 5 dice. You always get the number of defense dice equal to the number of attack dice, with some exceptions. All right, so 5 defense dice, and again, 6s explode. All right, they do have a 6, so one of these 1s will re-roll, and it's a 3. All right, that actually will help them. So they have a 6, a 4, and 2 3s, and a 1. All right, so the 6 and the 4 block the 6 and the 4. 2 3s block 2 3s, and 1 3 gets through, so that is a wound. So unlike over here, where they took 2 wounds and lost a guy, just a single wound, we'll just put a wound counter on that guy. All right, that is range. So we did movement, magic, range. It's time for close combat. Oh, here's something we forgot to do up here, and we will absolutely do it now, is collision hits. So they charged in. They will now take D6 collision hits, 3. So let's grab 3 dice. These are unmodified against the Axeman Armor 2, so 3s or better. And they rolled a 6 and a 3. So in defense, which they have no special abilities on defense, but they do have that enchantment token if they want to use it. And they will take a wound unless they want to re-roll it. And they're like, no, I'm not going to spend an enchantment token to re-roll a die. So the 4 will block a 3. The 6 will beat the 2 and do a single wound from the collision hit on that guy in the back there. All right. So now let's get into close combat. This is the fun part. This one's going to be a little more tricky. So let's start with this simple one up here. First, we roll for initiative. Now this is where it's not going to be that good for Marauders, because this Marauder cavalry unit has initiative of 3, but this Axeman unit, honestly, either way, has a higher initiative because they are within 6 inches of their warlord. So they would take his initiative. But they also have a unit commander in the unit that gives them a 5 initiative. So it's 5 to 3, but we have a charge and we're cavalry. Ooh, look at this. So that's a big deal. A charge adds 1 to their initiative, and the fact that they're cavalry going up against non-polearm infantry gives them another +1. So they're a 3, +1 for the charge, +1 for being cavalry, means they're 5, axemen are 5, it's 5 to 5. So 5 for the cavalry +5 is a 10, 5 for the axemen is a 2, so 5 is a 10, 2 + 5 is a 7. So the cavalry are going first. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get these attacks underway. 2 dice for every cav in the front rank. So that'll be 6 dice, and they are all +1. And they get their Marauder die. Now here's something, if you saw my very first battle report, after I watched it back, I saw I was forgetting to roll the Marauder die so many times, and I'll probably end up forgetting a lot tonight too, but let's go ahead and roll the Marauder die right now. Do we do 1 unblockable wound? No, it's only a 4. All right, so 6 attack dice. These are all +1. And here's the other thing. Do we want to dedicate any of them onto this unit commander? He has 2 HP. You know what? I don't think so. He does give them an extra attack die, but the main benefit would be that he improves their initiative, but their initiative would already be 5 anyway because they're so close to their warlord. So he's not providing them that much of a benefit, so let's just do all 6 of these on the unit, because if we single out the unit commander, he also gets 1 extra defense die as well. So 6 attack dice, all +1, needing 3s or better. So here's 2 natural 6s. This 4 becomes a 5, this 3 becomes a 4, this 2 becomes a 3, and this 1 becomes a 2 and is nothing. So that's not bad. 2 6s, 5, 4, 3. All right, so 5 dice in defense. Axemen have no special defensive abilities, but they have that enchantment token if they want to use it. So let's see how much of this they can defend against. Oh boy. Well, there's 2 1s, a 3, 5, 6. So a 3, 5, 6, we'll get rid of those. And they have 2 1s left. Do they want to use their enchantment token? No. They actually probably are going to use that enchantment token to reroll any missed attack dice. So they are going to take 2 wounds. So this guy in the back is gone. So 2 wounds on him, and that other wound will stick around. So, yep, there you have it. Okay, so then Axemen get to strike back. And here's where Axemen actually like taking wounds. Axemen have an ability called Fury. Fury means that they get +1 to their attack dice when they are at 50% or less of their starting unit size, not including any special characters like unit commanders. So as soon as they lose 3 Axemen, they will get +1. So they almost kind of want to lose more Axemen as well. But they don't have that ability yet. However, the ability they do have is called Brutality. So when they're rolling attack dice, these Marauder Cavalry have an armor of 3. So these need to be 4s or better. But Brutality allows them to reroll any attack dice that fail to pierce the armor. So they're going to be rerolling 1s, 2s, and 3s. So this is kind of exciting. So they would normally get 2 dice for everyone in the front rank, but the unit commander actually adds a 3rd die. So it's, 2, 4, and then 3 more. So 7 attack dice. And again, they can re-roll with this enchantment token after they already get 1 re-roll for the Brutality. So they're looking for 4s or better. Oh my gosh, that was actually a pretty darn good attack roll. Oh my gosh, that was a great attack roll. So 3 6s, a 5, and 2 4s. And then they have a 3, which they're going to re-roll because of that Brutality rule. And it becomes a 1. Do they want to use that enchantment token? No, those enchantment tokens don't expire. This was a great attack roll. No need to waste it to reroll a single die. They'll leave that enchantment token for later. So there you have it. 3 6s, 2 4s, and a 5. Good God. That is insane. Okay. So 6 defense dice for the Marauder Cavalry. Now, Marauder Cavalry have a defensive special ability called Resilient. Now, Resilient means they get to re-roll any ones that they have on defense. Let's see how much of this they can negate, and they re-roll ones. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank gosh they have that rule. They rolled 3 ones. Also 2 6s and a 2. So the 2 is just gone. The 2 6s get rid of 2 6s. So they're going to take a wound no matter what. But come on, they get to re-roll these ones 1 time. And that is a big help. They rolled a 3 4 5. So the 4 5 will block a 4 5. The 3 will not block anything. So that'll be 2 wounds. They traded off 2 wounds. And that's, not that crazy. Okay, so, well, and also they did a wound colliding. So I guess technically they did 3 wounds to the Axeman's 2 wounds. 2 wounds means 1 dead Marauder Cav. Get rid of that charge token. All right, so it was 3 wounds and 2 wounds, which is not bad. All right, so that was a good combat. Okay, again, we will definitely move faster as the game progresses. Okay, so here we go down here. Oh man, so this is going to be almost identical, but way more fun. Oh God, you guys have no idea how much I love this game. Because the Overlord's here, so he adds all kinds of crazy things. All right, so what do we want to do here? Oh my gosh. Okay, so first we have to roll for initiative. They're going to be a 5. We are a 5. +1 for the charge. +1 for being cavalry against non-polearm infantry. So we are a 7. It is 7 for us. +6. Yep, there you go. We're going first. They rolled a 6 too. Oh my gosh, these units are so ready. So obviously 6 + 5 is 11. 6 + 7 is what, 15? No, sorry. God, I cannot math. 13. Okay, so yeah, they are going first. This is gonna be so good. Okay, so, and don't forget, we have this die here as well. All right, so here's how this is gonna work. We can do these in any order. We can do the Marauder first, we can do the Overlord first, we could do the Cavalry first. When we moved in, we could have shuffled our Overlord over here, so he'd be one-on-one with the unit commander, but we didn't do that, so let's just leave it as is. So this Marauder Cavalry will get 2 dice. This Marauder Cavalry will get 2 dice. So that's 4 dice for them. Then the Marauder Overlord gets 4 dice. Oh, wait. They get those 4 plus the Warcry die. Then the Marauder Overlord gets 4 dice. And he has that amulet, don't forget. He's going to be attacking twice. Oh, you guys, this is going to be amazing. Okay, so anyway, here we go. Now, how do we want to split this up? Do we want to dedicate any to this guy here? And you know what I think we will? We're going to dedicate all 5 of these attack dice onto this unit commander, hopefully splattering him into oblivion. These 5 dice are all +1. And I think that's it. Just, up. And the war. Okay, let's do the Marauder die first. Yes! They rolled a 10. That is 1 unblockable wound on the unit commander. We'll just remember that. So this is going to be kind of overkill, maybe. So this unit commander, just like the unit, needs 3s or better to hit. These are all +1. Oh my gosh, we rolled terribly. So it's a 5 becomes a 6. 2 2s become 3s. And 2 1s become 2s and do nothing. So now this guy, this unit commander, gets to try to defend against it with 4 dice. Because he'll get those 3 dice, plus because he's singled out, he gets 1 extra die. So let's see what he rolls in defense. Oh my gosh. Oh, we are so lucky. Unless they want to use this enchantment to re-roll these. Because right now, they're looking at, well, let's do this now. So 2 5s block 2 3s, but they also rolled 2 4s, And that 6 is still going to get through and kill this unit commander. Do they want to use their enchantment token to roll these 2 dice and hopefully get a 6? Oh, I may regret it, but I'm going to say no. Oh, God, do I say no? I really want to use this enchantment on an attack roll. We're going to need all the attacks back we can get. And we actually don't mind if we start losing guys because, again, we're axemen. We're going to get +1 to our attack dice if we start whittling them away. So we don't really care about going first necessarily. He was just providing an extra attack die. So I'm going to stick with it. We're not going to re-roll it. So he now takes a 2nd wound and is now dead. All right. And that means first victory point to Marauders because he was worth a point for killing him. Oh, wow. Why do I have like 2? Oh, that was an axe when I was like, I thought it was another unit commander. Okay, so here we go. So then this guy in the back just basically fills in the gap here. Okay, so that was the Marauders. Now it's time for the Marauder Overlord. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so Marauder Overlord gets 4 dice. These are all +1 against the Axeman. Gosh, we are not rolling well. So that's a 4. And don't forget, we have special abilities. So 4, that 2 becomes a 3. These 2 ones become 2s and are nothing. So that's it, a 4 and a 3. Let's see if they can block a 4 and a 3. And they don't! Oh my God, they rolled double 1s. Do they want to re-roll that? No, we want to take losses. So there is another Axeman gone. All right, now he rolls the Marauder die and gets a 2, so nothing. And then his Squire goes. 3s are better. There's a 3 and a 4. Those are unmodified. I'm sorry, a 4 and a 5. Oh, they roll a 4 and a 5 on defense. All right, so that was 1 complete attack. Now he's going to use his amulet and attack again. So 4 dice. These are all +1. So that's a little better. That becomes a 6. That becomes a 5. And these 2 become 4s. And he rolls the Marauder die again and gets a 10. So that's 1 unblockable wound no matter what. And then they're rolling 4 dice in defense. And we'll see what they get. Oh my God, they rolled terribly. They rolled a 4, which will block a 4, but 2 1s and a 2 means 3 more wounds get through. And look at this, that's the whole back row, because they already had 1 wound. So that's a 2nd wound on him, and 2 more wounds on him. And folks, that means, and let's put a little token here to remind us, they are now furious. And this is exactly where they wanted to be. +1 combat strength. All right, now our little Squire still gets to go again. These are unmodified. 3s are better. They rolled a single 4 and a 2. So can they block a 4? No, so they'll take a wound. But the main thing is now they have taken as many wounds as they possibly want to. And now they are going to attack back. Now this is where it may hurt us. Do they want to put any of their attacks on the Overlord? You know what? No. Let's not. Let's dedicate everything to the unit. So we are going to get 6 dice. These are all +1 strength. And we re-roll because of brutality. And we have an enchantment token. So against the unit, we need 4s or better. Oh, we rolled really well. So there's a natural 6. This 5 becomes a 6. These 2 4s become 5s. And this 4 also becomes a 5. And then this 1 becomes a 2 is nothing. But because of brutality, we get to re-roll it. And it's a 6. Good God. Good God. 3 5s and 3 6s. We don't even need to use our enchantment token. So now do I kind of wish I would have used my enchantment token to keep the unit commander alive? Yes. Yes, in fact, I do. All right, but anyway, so here's this unit. They are rolling 6 dice in defense, and they get to re-roll 1s. They did roll a 1. All right, so they're gonna take a lot of wounds here. All right, so they have a 6 and a 5, which will block a 6 and a 5, but they rolled 3 and 3 4s, which would normally be pretty good, but they have 2 5s and 2 6s to deal with, so these are unblocked. That's 4 wounds. They have 1 because of the shield, so the shield absorbs 1 of it. 3 more wounds means this guy is dead, and another wound on the back of that unit. All right, so when it boils down to it, they, okay, so here's how the math kind of checks out on this one. We killed quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie, we killed a lot. Oh wait, he's from a different unit. So the Marauders killed basically 8 wounds. They did 8 wounds. 9 wounds, I guess. 9 wounds to technically 4 wounds, but we had the shield. So 9 to 4. That's a big difference. However, when you look at the cost of the units, this is a 4-point unit, this is a 5-point unit, plus you have the Overlord who did most of the wounds. So we'll see how this boils out, but that was very interesting. Okay, so that was close combat here. Oh my gosh, that was intense. Whew, jeez. All right, so that's it. Over to Regal Guard. Oh my gosh, they want to get that catapult going. So this guy's gonna stay. This unit's gonna stay. Well, hold on. Depending on how many dice I roll, I may actually want to move the sorcerer so that he'll be able to see this unit of... I guess technically he can. No matter what, he doesn't need to move. Now, because when you're talking a ranged attack, it's center of banner bearer to center of banner bearer. When you're talking about spell casting, it is anywhere on the sorcerer's base. Oh god, but that won't be within 12 inches. So we want to do this so that anywhere on his base to anywhere on this unit. So it'll be about right there. And yeah, once this men-at-arms unit moves up, I think we'll be able to get there. Well, because the whole point is I want to probably cast a shield on them because they're furious, they're fired up, they're +1 strength, they got an enchantment token. We want to keep them around. I want to cast a shield on them. And I can't do it if my line of sight is clipped by this unit being engaged. So let's get this out of the way first. We're charging. Boom. Men-at-arms are charging in. So that's a charge. And we're done with them. Here we go. Let's just get all our charges out of the way. We're charging in. Boom. These are going to each move about a quarter of a figure. Quarter of a figure, quarter of a figure. And that is also a charge. And then, so let's also do these so we know who's attacking and everything else. So these axemen, they're going to attack. They don't need to move, don't need to do anything. They are simply going to attack. These guys have charged and they are going to attack. And I put these tokens there because then that'll also tell us when we do complete their attacks, we can remove the token to remind us, okay, they've already gone. So who hasn't attacked yet? Well, he hasn't. All right, boom. These guys are good. I'm not going to move the spears, though it looks like eventually we may want to move them over there. But again, we want to leave them there, so they're good there. We charged in here. Do we want to brace ourselves here? That's the question. Now, we don't have to state if we brace ourselves or not yet. I think it'll kind of depend on how our shield looks. Well, you know what? We may brace ourselves anyway. We are in no rush to attack over here. Holding up this unit as long as we can is worth the 4 points. Screw, trying to eliminate this unit. This is the most powerful Marauder unit in the game. 4 points, holding them up, because the Marauder Overlord doesn't cost anything to add him to your army because your army just includes him, just like the Sorcerer doesn't cost anything, the Warlord doesn't cost anything. But if they're killed, he's worth 5 points. Sorcerer is worth 5 points. Warlord is worth 5 points. So technically, even though he didn't cost anything, it's 5 points for the Marauder Cavalry plus 5 points for the Marauder Overlord. That's a 10-point unit. 4 points. Well, 4 points when it included that unit commander. It's a 3-point unit without the unit commander, but 4 points holding up 10 points. Yeah, let's leave them alive as long as they can. They're going to brace. We're just going to declare it now. You don't have to declare who braces until the close combat phase, but this just reminds us they're not going to attack on their turn. They will be able to attack on the Marauders' next turn, but they will get a brace die in addition to their defense dice when they roll for defense. Okay, so they're bracing. All right, now the next thing though is, and we always say the tray itself. I know when you get down to the fact that this line of sight may be crossing this tray, the tray is meaningless. The movement tray is just for convenience. It's the back of the actual figures that matters. So now we just have to determine, are we within 12 inches with the back? We don't care about the spearmen because they're not engaged. Yes, we are within 12 inches of this unit. Perfect. And the whole reason for that was because I wanted to see if I could cast a shield on them. All right, so movement's done. We're going to attack. We charged. We're good. We charged. We braced. Magic phase, we're going to do an arcane duel again because we are chipping away at that Warlord. Oh my gosh. Or that Overlord. So let's see if we can do it again. All right, so 2 dice, 2 d4s. Oh, 4 and a 1. They were both fire dice, but the Regal Guard rolled a 4. That's another wound. The Marauder Overlord's down to 6 wounds. All right, so now it's channeling time, and again, we're rolling 2d4. Oh, thank God. I was going to say, hopefully we are even able to get enough mana to do a shield, and we do. A 1 and a 3 is 4. 4 mana. We're going to cast a shield. Come on. Let's not get a 1 this time. Let's get like a 4. Yes! He rolled a 4. Look at all this going on back here. Oh, I love it. This unit of Axemen now has a 4-point shield they have to get through. Plus, they have this brace die. You know, they did, what, 9 wounds to them or something crazy like that? Yikes. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they did a lot of wounds. Now, the other thing, though, is they no longer have any collision hits. I don't even think they did collision hits anyway. That's just a tank. But anyway, we'll see how well so that was magic. So that was moving, magic, shooting. The only shooting we have is this. I say we go right back to the well. Let's go right here. So this unit of skirmishers, or do we try to do this? I don't know if we can, because don't forget, we don't want to clip our own unit. Can we put this unit of Marauder Cav under the hole and still clip? I know it's kind of cheesy, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. They're barely under the hole. They are not touching the axeman. Let's move this guy to the edge of the tray because I'm getting confused. What's the edge of the base and the edge of the tray? I guess technically we probably couldn't do that. So let's just leave him alone. All right, so hole barely touching that cav unit. Template not touching the axeman, and I think we are just barely clipping the back corner of those highwaymen. I'm going to say yes. So here, this all could mean nothing if this thing deviates. So let's see. That's where we're going. Do we hit? No. Oh, God. Where do we move? 6 inches. God, we're probably off the board. You're probably off the board. All right, so where were we? Like right about here, 6 inches. Zoop. Yep, we're off the board. All right, so the catapult missed. Again. Okay, so there we go. All right, so that was it for the catapult. Okay, so, and that's what I get, honestly, for being a little too gamey, probably, over here. Close combats. Where do we want to go? We braced here, so we have this, this, this. Let's just go bottom to top, right here. Men-at-Arms are a 2, I believe, for initiative. Highwaymen are a 5, thanks to the Overlord, but don't forget, they charge. They get a +1. Highwaymen are a 5. Men-at-Arms are a 3. Damn. So they're a 10. They're a 7. Highwaymen go first. Oh! That didn't matter at all. Why? Highwaymen have polearm, which means they go first in the first round of combat regardless. And that's to give them the full benefit, at least for a turn, of all their attack dice. Because polearm means everyone in the front rank goes, but then 1 supporting die for everyone in the second rank. Marauder Highwaymen are going to have 2 dice apiece for the front rank, 1 die apiece for the back rank. That's 9 dice. These are all +1. And they get to roll their Marauder die, which is nothing. It's a 5. All right, so 9 dice, and these are all +1. Okay, and we needed 3s or better. So 4 becomes a 5, 5 becomes a 6, 4 becomes a 5. 2 2s become 3s, so those will hit. 2 1s become 2s and are nothing, and 2 4s become 5s. When lambs become lions, right? So so we have 4 5s, a 6, and 2 3s. That's 7 hits. Now, men-at-arms are fantastic at defense. We saw that earlier. They get 7 defense dice, and 6s explode because of their shield wall. And they rolled 2 6s. So we'll take these 2 1s. Let's get these dice out of here. So 2 6s will block a 5 and a 6. A 4 will block a 3. A 3 will block a 3. A 2 will be nothing. So they're looking at 3 wounds here, but they get to roll 2 more shield wall dice. Oh my gosh! A 3 does nothing. A 6 blocks a 5. And a 6 explodes again, and it's another 6 and blocks a 5, and you get to roll again, and it's another 6. Oh my god! These men-at-arms take no wounds. Are you kidding me? That's insane. Now they get to attack back, and they are great at attack. 2 dice apiece for the front row, and these are all also +1. Highwaymen have no defensive special ability, so, you know, this is not going to look good. They only have armor 2, so 3s or better. These are all +1. 6 remains a 6, 6 remains a 6, 4 becomes a 5, 3 becomes a 4, 1 is nothing, becomes a 2, and a 2 becomes a 3. So 3, 4, 5, 2 6s. These are straight up 5 defense dice for the Highwaymen, and they did not roll very well in defense. A 1 and 2 2s. A 4 and a 5. 4 and a 5 blocks 4 and a 5. 2 6s and a 3 get through. That's 3 wounds. And suddenly, is the tide turning. I don't want to speak too soon, but that's 1 highwayman gone and a wound. Woo! That is that combat done. Let's move up here. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. Billmen. This is the first time I've ever used Billmen. I'm really excited. Billmen have assault and polearm. Assault means they get to... 6s explode, just like 6s exploded in defense here, 6s will explode in offense here. Okay, first we have to roll for initiative. So they have a warlord, they're a 5, +1 for the charge, they're a 6. +3 is a 9. That gives us a chance, because we put a Marauder Sergeant in here. They're... Oh my gosh! It doesn't matter. I almost forgot. Billmen also have polearm. They get to go first in this combat. The charge doesn't matter. Oh my gosh. In 2 instances, it did not matter. Thank gosh I'm remembering these things. Let's just go ahead. Well, was going to say, we have a Marauder die. Do we use... Well, we'll roll it with their attack dice later. Okay, so anyway, the Billmen get to go first. OMG. So here's how this is going to work. They have a Marauder Sergeant, so it'd be 2 dice for him, 2 dice for him, 3 dice for him. So they're already up to 7 dice, and then 1 die for everyone in the back row. So that's 3 more dice. Whose turn is it, by the way? I think it's the Regal Guard. So let's actually go ahead and roll. The turn's not over, and you can do a war cry at any time. They're going to, before I forget, they're going to war cry their own unit of men-at-arms. And they do get it with a 6. All right, so anyway, so we have 10 dice plus the Marauder die. Do we want to divide these up at all, putting some on the Warlord? Honestly, no. Honestly, I don't care. I just want to put all this on that unit. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. 10 dice. All on the unit. 6s explode because of assault. Men-at-arms need 3s or better to hit them. 6s. We do have 2 6s. Okay, we have 2 6s. 3 5s and a 4. We have 2 1s and 2 2s. So let's re-roll 2 of these for the 6s that have exploded. Here we go. We have a 3 and another 6. So another attack die, and it's a 4. All right, so here's what we end up with. We end up with 9 hits. 3 6s, 3 5s, 2 4s, and a 3. Let's also roll the war cry die. It's a 4. It does nothing. Let's grab 9 defense dice. Now, they are good in defense. Do we use the war cry die in defense? No. We want to use it in attack. So we're rolling, and we explode on 6s on defense. So here we go. 2 6s. Okay, so here we go. 6 and a 6, block a 6 and a 6. Let's roll these 6s now. Okay, so we're done exploding with a 2 and a 4. So a 4 will block a 4. The 2 will do nothing. What do we have left? A 1 and a 1 do nothing. A 3 will block a 3. Uh-oh. A 5 will block a 5. A 4 will block a 4. But a 4 and a 3 also do nothing. That's 3 wounds that have gotten through on this unit. They already had a wound on him, so 1 more wound on him kills him. And then 2 more wounds kills 1 more. That was pretty good. Because you're thinking, here's their leader and how many wounds they did and how many wounds they did back. Same situation here. We want to do as many wounds on this unit as we can because they're a 4-man unit plus 5 for the Warlord. That's 9. This is only a 4-point unit again. 3 for the Bills, 1 for the Marauder Sergeant. So 4 to 9. We really want to do as good as we can. So here we go, though. Oh my God, I totally forgot. And it doesn't matter. It will not make a difference. They had the Banner of Courage. So the Banner of Courage trumps their polearm ability. So they will get to have struck first. And that doesn't... Oh, fudge. It actually may have mattered. Oh my God. The reason it may have mattered is they would be going first. And if they do at least 4 wounds, which they're likely to do, they would have lost a attack die, you know, once you start peeling off these supporting attacks. But let's see what happens. We're getting ahead of ourselves. But God, I can't believe I forgot that. Attacks back. Here we go. Do we want to put any attacks on the Marauder Sergeant? Oh, sheets. Do we want to dedicate any attacks to the Marauder Sergeant? We could do 2 attacks on him or 4 attacks on him. Or 5 attacks on him. I say yeah, let's do it. Let's do it just like they did to this guy. That Marauder Sergeant is the only reason that they're as high initiative as they are. So we're going to dedicate all the men-at-arms attacks to 2 plus the war cry on that Marauder Sergeant. And then we'll do the warlords attack later. All right. And that may also help us out. Not doing 4 wounds to the whole unit. Well, actually, no, it won't. Because if we kill this Marauder Sergeant, then they wouldn't have had the 3rd attack die. Oh, it's just a mess. All right, so anyway, here we go. 5 attack dice on the Marauder Sergeant. 2 6s. Oh, that is going to hurt. These are all +1. So 2 6s, a 5, and a 4. A 1 becomes a 2 and does nothing. 2 6s, a 5, and a 4. This Marauder Sergeant gets 5 defense dice because he was singled out. God, I need him to survive. I absolutely need him to survive. And he survives. Thank God. So 2 6s, block 2 6s, a 5 and a 4, block a 5 and a 4, and that extra die just simply did nothing. Because the Billmen have nothing special on defense. Oh, thank gosh. Thank gosh. Oh boy. That's sad though, right? That the Billmen didn't take a single wound out of that. Now it's Overlord time, and this is where this may hurt. The Warlord gets 4 dice. These are all +1. And what else? I think that's it. So they're all +1. Okay. 4 dice. They're all +1. Re-rolling natural results of 1. So before we even add +1, we are going to re-roll 1s. And we also get assault. So any 6s explode. Natural 6s, not 6s that become 6s. All right. So 1 natural 6. We are re-rolling these 2 1s as 3 becomes a 4. So here's what we have so far. These 2 1s get re-rolled because of the gauntlets of the warrior. These are +1. That becomes a 6. And this 4 becomes a 5. And we had 1 natural 6, which will explode because of assault, and become a 5, which becomes a 6. All right. So here's what we have. And this may still do 4 wounds to us, which would be really bad. We can only take 3 of this and still claim that my mistake earlier did not do anything wrong. So we need to block. We need at least one of these to be a 6. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, fudge. So 2 5s will block a 5 and a 4. Oh, wait. No, that's fine. Oh, thank God. 3 6s will get through. We had a 2 3 4. Look at this. So that'll be 2 wounds on him. And 1 more wound on him. So look at that. They would have still gotten all 10 of those attacks. Thank God. So nothing was spoiled because of my mistake earlier. Jesus Christ. Okay, so that is that attack done. Now, let's move up here to this final combat. All right, so we have... Let me check the camera real quick. I don't want to be out of battery yet. Okay, good. I can't even see how much battery life I have. I'll plug it in a second anyways, because I don't want to stop it prematurely. Oh, good God. This is absolutely intense. Here we go. Final combat right up here. Axemen versus Marauder Cavalry. All right, so now it's initiative roll-off, and this is where the Marauder Cavalry lose some of their bonuses because they didn't charge. So these Axemen are, a 5, no matter how you slice it, because of the unit commander and being within 6 of the warlord. So they're a 5, plus 4 is going to be a 9. So we'll just mark that there. Marauder Cavalry are a 3, plus 1 to a 4 for being cavalry. So they're a 4 plus 5. Oh my gosh, the attacks are simultaneous. It's 9 to 9. Oh my good Lord. Okay, so here we go. 9 to 9. So that means the attacks are simultaneous. Let's just go ahead and do the cavalry first. They get 6 dice plus their marauder die, which is a 1. It does nothing. So Marauder, these are 6. They're all +1. Oh, fudge. Before I rolled, I did not even specify if I wanted to attack the unit commander. But I think last time we didn't, so this time we wouldn't have either. So 5 becomes a 6, and we rolled 2 6s. Nice. That's 3 6s. 2 2s become 3s. Okay, and then a 2 also becomes a 3. Okay, I didn't even see we had 3 2s. And you may notice, it's kind of late to be pointing this out now, but I'm using the same dice for both armies. If you see my prior battle reports, I go ballistic when it just looks like one set of dice is outperforming the other. So I was like, well, let's just use dice, the same dice. So that solves that problem. All right, so 6 attacks. They were all +1. Here's what we have. 3 6s and 3 3s. So we don't have anything special in defense, but again, we can re-roll if we want, but here's 6 dice in defense. Oh my gosh. We block all but one of it. So 2 4s and a 5 will block all the 3s. 2 6s will block 2 6s. And a 5, which was still good, will let the 6 get through. And look at that. Well, do we want to use the enchantment token on that? No. We'll take a wound. We already had a wound, so 1 wound plus a wound means 1 more axeman gone. And you know what? That gets us 1 guy closer to being furious. So that's fine. All right, now we have attacks back. 2 attacks, 2 attacks, and 3 attacks for the unit commander. So these are 7 dice. And we're re-rolling 1s, 2s, or 3s. We need 4s or better. Because we have brutality, we're going to re-roll. This was a great attack roll. Man, that's 3 5s and a 4. 3 2s, which don't pierce the armor, so brutality allows us to re-roll those. And a 4 and a 5. Look at that. And a 1. Do we want to use that enchantment token? I feel like enchanting these axeman units was almost a waste because they get a reroll anyway. No, let's not waste it on a die. So here's 6 wounds that are potentially going to get through. 4 5s and 2 4s. Now in defense, don't forget, the Marauder Cavalry have resilient. So they're rolling 6 defense dice and they're re-rolling 1s. They had a single 1, which became a 2, so that does nothing. All right, this is interesting. So a 5 and a 6 will block 2 5s. 2 4s will block 2 4s, but another 4 won't do anything because we have 2 5s here, so that is another Marauder Cavalry gone. This is shaping up to be very interesting here. All right, that is the end of the Regal Guard turn. We are moving on to round 3. I know I said that this was going to go faster, but it really hasn't. All right, before we begin, let me grab my battery pack. I just want to make absolutely sure that we do not run out of battery. Oh, we were at 39% apparently, so we're probably going to be okay, maybe. Now, how can I balance this? Oh boy, now I'm shuffling everything. Okay, now let's reposition this. Can we reposition this and have the battery pack stay put? Maybe. There. Okay, let's hope that that balances out. Actually, I'm going to grab tape. Because the last thing I want is for this battery pack to fall off and drag the camera down with it. There. All right, we're all still in frame. Good, good, good. Okay, here we go. It is now top of round 3 with the Marauder Cav, with the Bandit Marauders again. Oh my gosh, these battles take so much out of me. I absolutely love it. Okay, so movement. Phase 1, let's start there with movement. This is all bottled up now, and this is exactly how I thought it probably would end up being. I almost wish I would have dedicated one of these two over there, because that's going to be a tough nut to crack. And in fact, we're losing ground a little bit up there. At least we have some skirmishers up there. Do we move them at all? I don't think so. I think we hold our line here. So skirmishers will stay. Same kind of thing here. I say we just stay put here. Do we want to shuffle them around a little bit? No. Actually, no. We really don't. We actually may want to shuffle these guys over a bit, because we want this unit to block anything that happens over here. Well, because, you know, if they're in the middle and these two units move up, we want this unit to be in front of these archers. We don't want these archers getting in melee. But what could happen is this men-at-arms moves up, drags the skirmishers over, and clears a path for the axemen. So I don't think it matters either way. I really don't think it matters. Even if we were over here, then the axemen can move up. Well, that's assuming the axemen survive. They won't, probably. So leaving them there actually may be okay. So I think there's no movement. There is literally no movement. So, magic phase. I'm not going to do an arcane duel because the Overlord's only at 6 HP left. So I may actually consider healing depending on how many mana I roll. I roll 2. That's not going to be enough to heal. Do I save these 2, or do I cast an enchantment on myself? While I'm doing things, I'm going to do a war cry. Do I do a war cry on myself or these highwaymen? I'm going to do it on the highwaymen, because they look like they need a little more help than we do. Not that it mattered. We rolled a 1. So now, do we do an enchantment on ourselves or the highwaymen? Let's do it on the highwaymen. Let's cast an enchantment on the highwaymen. Perfect. That'll give them a reroll. And that is magic. We have no shooting. Or do we? We have no shooting. Shooting is, again, center a banner bearer to center a banner bearer. In order to get the center of that banner bearer, we would have to be... Our banner bearer would have to be like here. We could move like this. We could reform and shuffle that way, but that's just stupid, I think. That just sounds stupid. Or am I missing an opportunity here to get a flank? These guys are not bad in melee, but it's like impossible. I'd have to turn them sideways and shuffle sideways all the way in there. But do I do that? They wouldn't be able to get in there in a single turn. You move at half speed sideways. So we would reform, and that edge would be about here, and we would get 2 inches of movement. And we would get 4 inches of movement next time. I don't even know why I'm entertaining this idea, but it would be something like, well, it wouldn't be too bad. We're about 3 inches wide. Oops, sorry. So we would get, we could move another, it'd have to be at least 3 inches. Then that would give us an inch forward. Of course, we're talking 2 turns from now. We're talking 2 turns from now, we'd be able to get into their flank and not be able to do anything, because that would have been a second move. So this turn we would reform, shuffle 2, next turn, shuffle 3, move forward 1. And then it would allow us to slide over. Do I even entertain this idea? Or do we just stay put and let whatever happens, happens? I'm going to just stay put. That seems a little ridiculous. We'll get a free volley if someone ever charges us. and then we can refill in a gap. I say let's just stay where we are. Okay, so that is it. So there is no movement. No movement. Bottom line, no movement. We already did magic anyway, so we're done with movement anyway. And then ranged attack. Yeah, again, no ranged attack. All right, it's just close combats. Let's mark them down. Do we brace anywhere? Right now, I don't see anywhere where we brace. I should put these on the right side. We have 4 combats going on. Oh boy, do we do this crazy one first? Oh my gosh. Okay, this one's crazy. Whew, this one is absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. We don't have to worry about dedicating, attacks on a unit commander because he's already gone. Now don't forget, they have a 4-point shield here, so we have to do all the wounds. We need to splatter these guys. All right. So, here we go. We're doing 4. Let's just do the Marauder attacks first. So, Marauder Cavalry will get... initiative. So, we are a 5, plus 1 for being cavalry. We are a 6. 6 plus 2 is only an 8. That opens the door for them, maybe. Now, normally, a unit whittled down to 50% or less of their unit would be... panicked, but because they have fury and they like being enraged, they don't panic. So they are just a 2, I believe. Yeah. So they're a 2. So they need to roll a 6, but they could do it, and that would make the attack simultaneous, and that would be very bad for us. So here we go. I'm just trying to think. Is there any other modifiers? I don't believe so. What do they roll? A 5. Oh my gosh. They could use that enchantment token to re-roll this, but what are the odds of getting a 6? All right, so the cavalry will be going first. Well, maybe you do re-roll that because, you may end up getting splattered here, but we have this shield, and that's what I think makes the difference. All right, so again, these 2 cavalry, 4 attack dice. These are all plus 1, needing 3s or better. 5 becomes a 6, 5 becomes a 6, 6 stays a 6, 3 becomes a 4. That was a great roll. Oh my gosh, that was a great roll. They do get 4 defense dice plus their brace die. And they could enchant this roll if they so choose. Let's see how much of this they can negate. Okay, there is a 5 and a 6, blocks a 4 and a 6. Do they enchant this, or do they take 2 wounds? I say right now, let's take the 2 wounds. That means they still get the brace die, but that shield takes 2 hits, so they have 2 hits on the shield left. Now it's the Warlord time, and this is all kinds of crazy. Warlord gets to it. Oh, fudge. Fudge, fudge, fudge. Don't forget, the Marauders had a Marauder die, which is a 6, so that means nothing. 7 or above, that's a wound. So, okay. Marauder Overlord attacking. His first attack, Marauder die, is a 10. That's 1 unblocked wound on the shield. Now he gets 4 dice. These are all plus 1. Okay, so he didn't roll very well. 2 2s become 3s, and 2 3s become 4s. So that really wasn't the best. So they could be... I already have all these dice out there. I don't know why I keep grabbing more. 4 dice in defense, plus their brace die. Here we go. They don't... Oh, they block it all. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. They blocked it all. They blocked the entire first hit. Now the Squire. 3s are better. There's a 3 and a 5. All right. They get their brace die. Every time they get their brace die. 3 and a 5. Oh, they got it. 3, 4, 5. They blocked that too. All right. Here we go. Now the Overlord's like, what the hell? They want to try to do something here. 4 dice. Here's a second. The Squire doesn't get the Marauder die. But the Overlord's second attack, Marauder die. It's a 1. Oh. He really wanted that to go through and get rid of the shield. All right, 4 attacks. These are all +1. Okay, not bad. 5 becomes a 6. 2 4s become 5s. 2 becomes a 3. 4 dice and the brace die. Can they block all this? Oh my god, I think they did. 6 blocks a 6. 2 5s block 2 5s, and a 5 and a 4 will block a 3. Folks, they blocked it all. We are down to the squire. Can the squire do anything? 2 5s, that's pretty good. 2 5s. And they block 2 5s. Oh my gosh. This is insane. They took 3. No, they only took 2 wounds. Oh my god, they only took 2 wounds. They still have 2 shield points left. Oh my gosh. That's insane. And now they are going to do a lot of damage. Well, we'll see. I always overhype everything. All right, so they will get 2, 4, 6 attack dice. They're all +1 strength, and we can re-roll them. And they already get a re-roll because of brutality. Do we want to put any on the warlord? Oh boy, you know what? At this point, let's see if we can get the warlord. We could dedicate 4 dice on the warlord and 2 dice on the unit. Or do we just stick with the unit? But, you know, because the warlord only has 6 wounds left. Oh, if we could kill that warlord. We'll never be in a better position than we are right now. That is a fact. And let's maybe let the catapult deal with the unit. Oh, God. All right, here we go. I'm doing it. 4 dice on the warlord. Warlord has armor 3, so 4s or better, and these are all +1 with a ton of rerolls. So here we go. 4s or better. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. 4, 5, and 2 6s. 5 becomes a 6. 4 becomes a 5 because of that fury. Look at this. Oh my gosh. You may be asking, why are you only putting 4 on the warlord? It's whoever is like in base contact. So this guy's straight ahead, so his 2 dice, and this guy's at an angle, so his 2 dice. This guy can't. This was the best we could do. No need to re-roll. So the warlord gets 4 defense dice, and his defense dice, though, are +1, and he has parry. So let's see what he rolls. He rolled so bad. This 4 becomes a 5 and blocks a 5. 1, 2, 3 becomes 2, 3, 4 and does nothing. His only chance to avoid taking 3 wounds here is this parry save, which saves on 6s only. Not a single 6. This is terrifying if you are this warlord. He goes from 6 HP to 3 HP, and this is not looking good for this warlord. Oh my gosh. If the warlord dies, number 1, that's 5 points. Number 2, the whole army now suffers a -1 initiative penalty. Oh my gosh. And we simultaneously lose, the whole magic phase. Oh my gosh. Never in my wildest dreams did I think this would end up like this. And it's not over yet. This last axeman still gets 2 dice on the marauder unit. These are both +1, and that'll be a 5 and a 6. Oh my goodness. And no need to re-roll those either. All right, so now the marauder cav. Now they are resilient, so they're re-rolling 1s. They rolled a 6, but this 3 will let the 5 get through. They already had 1 wound there, so boom, that's another marauder cav gone. Oh, just when you think you knew how things were going, this happens. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. Hopefully this will be a little bit better for the marauders. So we have initiative roll off again. So men-at-arms are 2. Highwaymen are what? A 3? No, they're a 2. But no, they're a 5 because of the Overlord, who, oh, they better take advantage of this while they can. So they are a 5 plus 1 is only a 6. Men-at-Arms are a 2 plus nothing. Plus 4 is a 6. 6 to 6, they are simultaneous. Now that's actually okay for the Highwaymen, because they'll still get all their attack dice, that means. So, Highwaymen will get 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 attack dice. These are all plus 1. And we have an enchantment token if we want to re-roll any of this. So we are looking for 3s or better. Alright, now, well, mediocre. 5 becomes a 6, 5 becomes a 6. 4 becomes a 5. 3 becomes a 4. And we have 2 2s that become 3s. And 2 1s that become 2s. I'm going to re-roll this. I'm going to use the enchantment token and re-roll even the 3s. The 3s, I want better than 3. So I'm re-rolling all 4 of these dice. And that was a wise decision. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So that's 2 6s. A 4 becomes a 5. And a 3 becomes a 4. Look at that. Oh my gosh. 4 6s, 2 5s, and 2 4s out of those dice. All right. So the Men-at-Arms will get 8 dice. Now Men-at-Arms explode on 6s. So let's see what happens here. And not a single 6. Oh my gosh. Well, that's 4 wounds I'm already seeing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yep. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. That's 5 wounds. They rolled 3 5s, so that'll be 2 5s and a 4. They rolled no 6s. They rolled 1 2 2s and 2 3s. That's 5 wounds. So as bad as it went over here, we're looking pretty good over here. That's these 2 dead and another wound, and they are now panicked. -1 to their initiative roll. But they do get to strike back. And again, these were simultaneous, so even if they would have lost more guys, they still would have gotten all their guys. So 6 dice, 2 apiece. These are all plus 1, needing 4s, 3s or better. Oh my good God. Okay, never mind, because this is absolutely insane, and this is going to hurt. 2 6s and 4 4s, which all become 5s. Holy cow. All right, we need to see a defense roll like we have never seen. So we did, what, 5 wounds to them? We need to see a lot of 5s and 6s here. We have no defensive special abilities. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but it is close. It is damn close. 2 5s and a 6, and 2 2s and a 4 means 3 wounds, and look at this. 1 wound for that guy who's already wounded, and 2 wounds for that guy. So it's looking pretty even now. We're ahead by a wound, but I think that may actually be less than what we were when this combat started. I'm not sure. Well, no, I guess it could. Well, I don't know. They did 3 wounds, we did 5 wounds. And we're a 4-point unit, and they're a 4-point unit. So things are actually kind of evening out over here. Thankfully, we have all of this that can fill that gap. Oh my gosh, that's insane. Let's move on to the Billmen versus the Men-at-Arms. So Billmen are, and let's do this correctly this time, Billmen are a 5. Men-at-Arms with the Warlord, also a 5. It is 5 to 5. And it's a 6 to a 17. So the Men-at-Arms will be going first this time. Oh God, why am I even doing a roll-off? They will go first anyway, because I'm just going to put this here. This banner of courage means they always go first. Come on, geez Louise. All right, so how do we want to do this? Oh gosh, do we want to stick? Yep, I say let's do it. Let's stick 4 dice, 2 dice for him, 2 dice for him, on this unit commander, or Marauder Sergeant. Let's do that first. Men-at-Arms, these are all +1, needing 3s or better. Oh, that was a beautiful roll. 5 becomes a 6. 3 4s all become 5s. And now this Marauder Sergeant is looking very much in trouble. But because he was singled out, he does get an extra defense die. That's 5 defense dice. We need a lot of 5s and 6s. I don't know how he did it, but he did. Look at this. A 1 and a 2, but 3 5s. 3 5s will block 3 5s. A 6 gets through because of the 1 and the 2. He takes a wound. So there was a wound on the unit, but now he personally has a wound. But he's still alive. Now the Warlord, unfortunately, can't hit him. I don't know if he really wanted to anyway. He's going to dedicate all 4 of his dice on the unit. Don't forget, he has the Axe of Legend and the Gauntlets of the Warrior. So these are all +1. Natural 6s explode. Reroll natural 1s. Alright, so 6 will explode. Rerolling a natural 1. And that is a 6. 2 6s explode. That becomes a 6, and that becomes a 5. So 2 exploding 6s. And that 6 explodes, and that 5 becomes a 6. And this is looking really bad for the Billman. So that exploding 6 becomes a 2, which becomes a 3. And that is it. And a 3 will hit. So we have 5 6s, a 5, and a 3. And we have no defensive special abilities. So that went from 4 dice to 7 dice. Alright, 7 defense dice, no special abilities. We need a lot of 6s or we're going to see that back rank explode. And that back rank is going to explode. A 5 and a 4 will block a 5 and a 3. But that's 5 wounds. We didn't roll any 6s. We already had a wound on a guy. So that's a 2nd wound on him. 2 more wounds on each of those for 5 total wounds. The Billmen are now not panicked because they have a unit commander, but they're looking really bad. Things have taken a bit of a turn. Oh, brother. Yeah. Yep. Very interesting. All right, so that is it. That was that combat. Come on, let's see some good news. Up top here, we are cavalry. We are a 3 + 1 for being cavalry. We are a 4. 4 + 1 is a 5. They are already a 5. So they go first no matter what, and they roll a 6 anyway. Oh my gosh. Axemen are going first. So that's going to be 3 dice for the unit commander, 2 dice for the other 2 guys in the front rank. That's 7 dice. We have an enchantment token, plus we're brutality. We get to reroll 1s and 2s and 3s, needing 4s or better. Oh my gosh. Well, it's a good thing because we only rolled a single 4. Look at that. The Axemen roll a single 4. So, and the cavalry are armor 3, so they need 4s or better. Only a single 4. All the rest are 1s, 2s, and 3s. Brutality will allow us to reroll all of these. Okay, that gives us 2 5s. So it's 2 5s and a 4, but 2 2s and 2 3s miss. I say, let's put the pedal to the metal. We are crushing it in multiple places. Let's use the enchantment token and fire it up. Rerolling these 4. 4s are better. Oh, beautiful. 2 5s and a 6. Oh my gosh. 2 is nothing, but it's brutal. So when you re-roll like on an enchantment token, it's like rolling for the first time. So this 2 gets to be re-rolled, and it becomes a 2, and now it's nothing. Okay. So we have a 6, 4 5s, and a 4. So that's 6 defense dice. We are resilient, so we do re-roll 1s. And we do roll 2 1s. So what are those? All right, here we go. 2 6s and a 4. That is it. 2 6s and a 4, so 6 and a 5 and a 4. So 3 wounds we'll get through, and that'll bust that cavalry guy in the back there and do 1 more wound. So they are now panicked, but at least they're still gonna get their full attacks back. So they're gonna get 6 dice here, and these are all +1. Do we dedicate any of these to the unit commander? Well, we haven't been so far. Do we do so now and just get a point? If we kill him, we will get a point. But if we have the unit, we will also get a point, and having the unit is easier. For right now, I think. So let's just dedicate all 6 attacks to the unit. These are all +1, needing 3s or better. Oh, that was pretty sweet. Look at that. 3 6s, a 5 becomes a 6, 2 2s become 3s. Awesome. All right, let's see how much of this they can block. Hopefully not a lot of it. They get 6 defense dice and no special abilities, so these are just straight up defense dice. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Not good, but not bad. Okay, so 2 1s do nothing. 2 3s will block 2 3s. A 6 will block a 6. A 3 won't do anything else. So 3 6s get through, and that's 3 wounds. So 1 2 3. All right. That's where we'll leave it. And now, unfortunately, that was our turn. Now it's the Regal Guard turn. Oh, geez. I mean, I don't know how to feel about who's really doing a lot here. I mean, you look here, they're obviously doing better than them. It's about 50-50-ish there. 50-50-ish there. This looks like they're doing a lot, but we literally only did 2 wounds last time. That's crazy. And this catapult is bound to do something. Good grief. All right, so anyway, movement. We're good. We're good. I say we're good. We're good. We're good. Do we brace? That's the next question. Do we brace ourselves? Do we brace ourselves here? Do we brace ourselves here? Well, we don't have to talk about bracing yet until combat time. So magic phase. Yes, we are going to do an arcane duel because this warlord only has 3 wounds left. So let's see if we can do it again. Come on, let's see what happens. All right, here we go. All right, now it hurt us. We both rolled blue water dice, but the Marauders rolled a 3. We rolled a 2. You know what? I think, again, I think I forgot to roll the Marauder die in those situations. But we forgot, and we've already moved on. All right, so here we go. We take a wound. The Regal Guard Sorcerer takes a wound. He's now down to 9 health. All right, now he's going to roll his 2 mana dice and get 3 dice. Uh-oh. I mean, that's not bad, but it doesn't help us like with a shield or anything, because otherwise we would probably try to bump that shield back up again. They're already enchanted once. You can have multiple enchant tokens. What do? We may want an enchant die for defense later, or an enchant token for defense. Okay, so, or do we save these? Well, let's go ahead and save 1 for the future, spend 2, and enchant these axemen up here again. And this time we may want to actually use that on defense. Or do we come down here and enchant them? Oh, I say let's enchant them. All right, we're going to enchant them. All right, so that's magic done. Now it's time for shooting. I think I quit playing games with this. I'm going to put it right here. So it'll be on this unit, but shrapnel will hit them. And just for diversion purposes, just the back corner of this unit is in the hole. So I know where it'll go if it ends up having to go anywhere. All right, does it hit? Oh, if this hits, the Marauders are screwed. It hits. Oh my gosh, the catapult absolutely hits. Folks, here we go. The catapult is going to be rolling 12 dice. Oh, good God. Good God. These are all +1. What else? I don't think we even get our resilient special ability. Okay, so range attack. Targets with a volley and +1. And that's it. So 6s explode. Natural 6s explode. And all the dice are +1. Well, we have one exploding 6. Did our armor go down to a 1? Let me see if that made us armor 1. I don't think so. No. So we are still armor 3. So if only 4s or better would hit us. So let's start doing this. All right, so 6. Here's a 2 for that exploding 6. And of course, it's another exploding 6. So let's take this 2, which would have been a 3 and miss. Roll that for another 6. All right, that's a 4, becomes a 5. And then these 2 4s become 5s. And these 2 5s become 6s. And these 2 4s become 5s. And these 3 3s become 4s. All right, so here we go. So we have 3 4s, 5 5s, and 4 6s. Oh my gosh. And that I think is the full 12, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. So 12 dice in defense, and we are not resilient. The catapult negates any defensive special abilities, so these are just straight up dice. We are not feeling it. Oh my gosh, look at all those 1s, 2s, and 3s. This is going to slaughter this unit. Oh my gosh. That's at least 7 wounds. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That just wiped that unit off the map. Okay, so a 4-5, 4-5 blocked. 3 6s blocked. And 2 3s, 4 1s, and a 2. Oh my gosh, I wish we had an enchant token on them. Oh, that would have been good. But we don't. So that is 7 wounds. 3, 2, 4, 6. We have 1 cavalry left who has a wound on him. And a warlord with 3 wounds. The warlord doesn't take hits while he's still part of a unit. Oh, this is insane. Now, the shrapnel hit on these Marauder Skirmishers is D6 hits. Of course, it's rolled a 6. Now, these are unmodified, so it's just 6 straight up hits. Skirmishers, I believe, are armor 1, so just 2s or better. So a 1 will miss, and then we rolled a 2, 2 3s, a 4, and a 5. All right, 5 defense dice for the skirmishers. Let's see if they take any wounds. All right, they rolled really well on defense. I don't think they take any wounds. So there's 3 5s. So 3, 4, 5's gone, and 2 4s, 2 and a 3. So no shrapnel hits, if that's any consolation. All right, so that was movement, that was magic, that was shooting. Let's move to close combat. Now, see, that made the difference. We are not going to brace here anymore. Do we brace here? We're feeling good. If we're a Regal Guard, we are feeling good about what's going on here. I say we don't brace. No one braces. We are all attacking. All right, we just want to absolutely get as many points as we can. Because these points in the back are nothing. This is 2 points, 3 points, 2 points. So that's 7 points. And we are about to get some big money points here. Well, we'll see. I don't want to, jinx anything. All right, so let's put some tokens out here to remind us which combats we've done or not done. Let's go bottom to top. This one's going to be exciting again. They're not panicked because of the Overlord. So they are a 5 plus 1 for being cavalry. They are a 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. We are a 2, and we're not panicked because we're furious. So I don't think there's anything they could roll to go first. So no, we do get to go first. Oh, this sucks. All right, let's just do the Marauder first. So the Marauder goes first. And these are 2 dice plus 1. Oh, we rolled a 1 and a 2. So the 2 will become a 3. Now we do have the Marauder die, which is a 3, so that does nothing. Now they get to roll a defense and see what they get. They roll a 3 and block it. So that last Marauder guy did nothing. Before we forget, let's see if we Warcry these Axemen. No, we don't. Okay. All right, so that was him. Now it's the Warlord. I mean, the Warlord absolutely needs to wreck house here. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. All right, so 4 dice. These are all plus 1. And that's it. 4 dice, all plus 1, needing 3s or better. Okay, so that's 2 5s, a 3, and a 4. 3, 4, and 2 5s. Now, they didn't brace, so that's 4 dice in defense. Oh, that hurts. They block it all. 3, 5, and 2 6s. Okay, don't forget the Marauder die. 7 up. Nope, a 1. All right, let's do the Squire. 3s are better. And he gets 2 3s. And in defense, they roll a 1 and a 2. Do they want to use their enchantment token? Oh. No. They will take the 2 wounds. That gets rid of their shield. Oh my gosh, the Squire to save the day. All right, now it's the Overlord's second attack. And this was better. 5 becomes a 6. 5 becomes a 6. 3 becomes a 4. 2 becomes a 3. 4 dice. Let's do the Marauder die right now. 7 up. No, it's a 1. God, he's sucking at this. You know what? I don't know if I've been rolling for dodge for him in defense. He wouldn't be able to dodge the... Or did I roll for dodge? You know what? I did not roll dodge. I just rolled for parry. He wouldn't be able to dodge the arcane duel stuff, but he should have dodged last turn. But anyway, let's see if they are able to block any of this. Oh, and of course they are. They will take 2 wounds. 6s block 6s, but they have 2 2s here. Do they take 2 wounds? Or do they enchant it? It's only a 3 and a 4 left. Let's enchant it. Let's enchant it. Oh my god! And they rolled a 1 and a 2. So he is dead and he has a wound on him. And now it is the Squire. Can the Squire save the day? Again. A 4 and a 6. Oh my gosh. Did I roll the Marauder die again for the second attack? I think I did. All right. 2 defense dice, and we don't have an enchantment token anymore. And we roll a 5, blocks a 4, but the 2 lets the 6 get through, and that is the second wound on that guy. Oh my gosh. There's a little consolation for us. Not much, mind you, not much at all. So he gets to attack back now. 2 dice. They're both +1, and he has brutality. He's dedicating... You know what? He's going to dedicate both of these on this Marauder. Even though the Overlord only has 3 wounds left, so this won't kill the Overlord. But this last Marauder, that's 5 points. If he does 1 wound, that's 5 points. And, you know, probably after they kill him, maybe on a future turn if they do, he's probably going to hightail this Marauder Cav out of here. So this is like probably one of the last chances he has. 2 dice on this Marauder Cav, needing 4s or better. These are both +1, and you couldn't ask for more. Pair of 6s. All right, now the Marauder Cav needs to block at both because he only has a single wound. He does get to reroll 1s though. Oh, and how badly did he want that 2 to be a 1? So a 6 blocks a 6. The 6 beats the 2. This Marauder Cav is dead. I'm just going to take these off of here. This is essentially what we have left. Oh my gosh. Score 5 points for the Regal Guard finishing off that Marauder Cav. That was a wise decision, I think. Very wise decision to dedicate those hits on that last Marauder Cav. All right, well, they got bombarded by a freaking catapult. I mean, what more do you want from these poor guys? Okay, and that was, believe it or not, only the first of our combats. Okay, next up. Highwaymen are a 5. Men-at-Arms are now panicked. They're a 1. So it's a 5. +3 is 8. And so 1 + 1 is nothing. All right, these Highwaymen do get to go first. Their polearm doesn't really help them out here because they only have 2 dice apiece in the front rank. And these are all +1, needing 3s or better. 6. 5 becomes a 6. 2 4s each become 5s. And then that 2 will become a 3, and that'll be it. All right, so on defense, and we do have an enchantment token. 5 dice. 6s explode in defense, but we don't roll any 6s. Oh my gosh. Well, I think we are going to re-roll because a 4 will block a 3, but we don't want to take 4 wounds. So I think this is it. We use our enchantment token here to re-roll these 4 and see how much of this. 2 6s and 2 5s. And don't forget, 6s will explode. No 6s and no 5s or 6s. A 1, 2 3s, and a 4. Oh my god. This unit explodes. That's 4 wounds. The banner bearer is the only one who's left, and he is wounded. Oh my gosh. This just took an insane turn. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting that at all. Okay. This is absolutely insane. He does get to strike back with 2 dice, needing 3s or better, and these are both +1. Oh my god. A 1 becomes a 2, and a 2 becomes a 3. A single 3, though, could get through, and does not. It is blocked. Wow. Here we go. Banner of Courage. We know he goes first this time. And it's... Let's... Let's dedicate 4 dice. 2 dice on him or 4 dice on him to get rid of that guy. Or do we just attack the unit now? You know what? Let's just attack the unit. They are so whittled down, the unit commander will fall automatically before the banner bearer. So let's just attack the unit. So these are 4 dice from the men-at-arms, all on the banner bearer. No, yeah, all on the unit. So just need 4s or better, I believe. Yeah, those poor billmen. No, 3s or better. 3s are better, and these are all +1. So that's a 6, that's a 4, that's a 6, and that does nothing. So 2 6s and a 4. We only block the 4. 2 6s get through. That's this last guy gone. So now the Warlord is clear to attack the unit, which the next guy in line to fall will be the unit commander, so he won't get an extra die because he's not being singled out. So these are all +1, and 6s explode, and 1s get re-rolled. So 6 explodes, a natural 1 gets re-rolled, and is a 5, which becomes a 6. And a 4 becomes a 5, and a 2 becomes a 3, and then the exploding 6 is a 2, which becomes a 3, and I think that is it. All right, so 2 3s, a 5, and 2 6s, so 5 defense dice. We'll see if we can block any of this. Oh, we were so close to blocking it all. But, unfortunately, we will be taking a wound. Just 1 wound, but that'll be enough. So here's how it lines up. A 6 blocks a 6, 5 blocks a 5, 5 blocks a 3, 4 blocks a 3, but a 6 beats a 3. So that is 1 last wound on him. Now he was worth a point, and now we are down to the banner bearer, who will get to strike back. And nice enough for them, he does 6s explode. So this could just be a chain of never-ending 6s. What do you think the odds are of that? Have I been rolling a Marauder die for the Billmen? Because they should not be getting a Marauder die. The Marauder Sergeant, which for some reason I don't have a card out here for, I think should be getting a Marauder die. Let me just check. I know we don't have a Marauder Sergeant anymore, but I can't remember if we've been rolling Marauder dice or not. We should not have been for the Bills, but we would have for the Sergeant, which, you know, means we would have been rolling one anyway. Did I roll one for them even? I don't even know if I did. Okay, so Marauder Sergeant... No, Marauder Sergeant just says as per unit. And that's probably wise, because he kind of adapts to the unit he's with. And if the unit he's with aren't Marauders, then no, he probably shouldn't be rolling a Marauder die. Alright. But he does get to attack back. Does he strike out at the unit, or does he strike at the Warlord? Well, it's probably just going to be the unit. So 2 dice, 6s explode. And he actually rolled a 6. He only needs 3s or better. So there's a 3 and a 6. Come on, let's just get a chain of 6s going. Nope, so that's it. 6 and a 3. So in defense, 6s explode as well. And there's a 5 and a 1. All right, so the 5 will block a 3. But the 6 will get through. And so, you know, before he eventually meets his end, at least he did another wound there. So this all becomes very interesting now. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at this. Down to the banner bearer, down to the banner bearer. We're down to the banner bearer. Oh, this is just insane. All right, so that was that combat done. Okay, so now up here, and this is where we start to get a little spooked. So, the cavalry special ability, even if we're panicked. Yeah, so we still are going to be +1, but we are panicked, so it kind of washes itself out. So we are a 3, down 1 for being panicked, up 1 for being cavalry, so we're a 3, plus 5 is 8. Good. Because they are a 5. Come on, 1 or a 2. Yes! Look at that. We are going to get our full strikes back. So it was 8 to 6. All right, here we go. So before we get any more further damaged, we get all 6 of our attack dice. These are all +1. Let's see what we can do on the unit. Yeah. Let's just go on the unit again. So 6 dice, all +1 on the unit. 3s are better. Oh, not bad. Well, I mean, we have 3 6s and a 4. 3 becomes a 4. 2 becomes a 3. 1 becomes a 2 and is nothing. So here's what we have. 3, 4, and 3 6s. I would love to watch them roll nothing but 1s and 2s. Come on. 1s and 2s. No special abilities on defense. Okay. Interesting. They only take 2 wounds. I wanted 1 more wound. So there is a 6 and 2 4s. So 6 and a 4 and a 3 are blocked. And then 2 1s do get through. And see what a shame that was? Because that does 1 wound on him. Boom. And then 1 wound on the unit. So if we would have done 1 more wound, we could have killed 1 more axeman. But unfortunately, now they are furious. And in fact, they were furious after last time too, but I don't think oh God. Well, let me do this first of all before I forget again. Come on, Warlord die. No, it's only a 3. All right, but they are furious. So they are gonna get their full attack dice. So 2 for one guy, 2 for one guy, 3 for the unit commander. These are all +1 and re-rolling any dice that don't get through. Oh, this is gonna hurt. 2 6s, a 5 becomes a 6, 3 becomes a 4, 3 becomes a 4, 1 becomes a 2, so that gets re-rolled and it becomes a 6, and a 2 becomes a 3. Oh boy, this is gonna hurt because we have 4 6s, 2 4s, and a 3. All right, so here we go. That was all 7, yeah. Ugh, yikes. We are resilient though, so we're re-rolling 1s, and there's a 1. All right, so let's see what we ended up with. Ooh, well, I think we're gonna lose at least 1 guy, if not more. All right, so here's what we have. 3 6s will block 3 6s. A 5 and a 4 will block a 5 and a 4. A 3 will block a 3. But our 2 will let that 6 get through, and that is a wound, and that is 1 wound we could not afford because we already had a wound, so that's a 2nd wound on him, and so we have now lost a cavalry. Okay, that is it. That is it. It's over to round 4 for us, and now here we go. This is a whole situation here. Oh my gosh, this is nuts. I think we brace ourselves. I'm just going to get these out of the way. I'm going to brace myself here. Do I run away here and let them get some shots in? That would essentially be giving them points because they will more than likely kill us. Maybe I just brace. I think we're just gonna brace. Now, is there any way we can move up and have a shot at this guy? We'd have to be like right there. We can move up 4 inches. Oh my gosh, I don't think, well, we may. If we move up 4 inches, and the banner bearer and banner bearer are right there. Oh boy. That's interesting. I think there's just enough room for us to be able to do that too. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like first of all. So here is where we are in the back, and here is where we are here, so this is where we are. And then if we move up to, well, that's not even. Where's another one? Well, I guess we'll use this one. I was going to say if I had a blank one, I could put it up here instead. So they'd be moving along this line and they would get to here, which is right behind them. So from there, the banner bearer to banner bearer. Center to center. I say yes. It doesn't clip our billman in the corner, which is the only concern I had. Yep. And that's in our front arc, because our front arc would be something like this. That'd be 6 shots at -1. Oh boy, at this point I say let's just do it. Let's just do it. That's what we did. We moved. Oh my gosh, they are not -1 because they do not have move and to fire penalty. Oh, awesome. So let's not forget we have shots there. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Brace. Shoot, brace. I say we freaking attack right here. Oh, for sure. Now, do we move over here? Are we able to move down here far enough to where we'd be able to shoot at this guy? Probably. Just in case, you know, that's the whole point. Just in case we needed to. Because at least this side of them is about to fall. Of course, we need to get out of dodge with him. We need him to heal himself. We need... How much mana? I think we need 4. We should not have spent that mana that we spent. Yep, we need 4 mana. We need 4 mana. All right. So here's what I think we do. Do I think I could run away with him? Do I think I could run away with him? It would be a 5 to a 2. 6 because we have cavalry special ability. It would be a 6 to a 2. If I could run away, I wouldn't even need to move them. And both of these units could shoot him. The problem is, if I fail, he gets D6 attacks against me. Unmodified, but still D6 attacks. I say I do it. Because then I will get 2 huge shots, hopefully killing that guy. That would just be so nice. We could move him on out of there. Oh, guys, this could be the game. This guy is a 2. He's not panicked because he's furious. Do we roll him first? Oh, God, we are a 6. If he rolls a 5 or a 6, there's a chance we fail. Slim, but still. I am going to break away. Oh my God, I'm breaking away. Why do I break away? Let me think about this for a second. If I do not break away and we move them down, they'll still get their shots. And in close combat, we will get to attack. My fear is that he would still have a chance to attack me in close combat. Now, he would get D6 breakaway hits if I fail this breakaway, whereas in combat, he would only get 2 dice, but those 2 dice would be +1 and, well, we could brace. We actually would not even need to combat this turn if we didn't want to. But I still want to break away. I cannot war cry myself, but I should war cry them while I can, if I do. No, I don't. It's only a 1. So no war cry. Oh, God. I'm just so scared. All right, I'm going to roll for this. I'm going to break away. Solved. Break away. He's a 2. +2. Thank God. He's a 4. Holy shit. So we're a 6. We win automatically. +4 is a 10. Oh my God. That just freaked me out. Okay, so we can move 6 and still do whatever we want to do. So we're just going to move 6 straight back here. You know what? Oh my gosh. We move 6 and we move into this unit. Oh my gosh. That's what we do. We move 6 into this unit of archers. Oh, brilliant. Why? Because now he cannot be targeted by the catapult. He's basically shielded by this. And you know what else? Now that he's in the unit, he can swap around in the unit whenever he wants. That's what we do. And that, it does take some shots away from them, though. But that's okay. Let me just make sure I'm following the rules on this right. They will still be able to get to shoot if we merge units, right? Let me make sure. Because I don't want to lose those shots. So, merging units. The newly merged unit may then make 1 free reform, but may take no further movement. Likewise, the unit may merge with a single figure following the same, however, they don't get a free reform. The single figure conforms to the footprint of the unit. Mounted or unmounted warlords adopt that, so that's why he became an unmounted warlord. And that's it. That is it. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So now he's shielded. Now the only problem is, of course, he still only has 3 HP left. And that guy's going to get 3 more arcane dual attempts to get rid of those 3 HP. But that's what we do there. All right. Magic phase. We need a 4. We have a 1 in 4 chance, a 25% chance of rolling a 4. My gosh, do we wish we had that staff. I think no matter what here, though, we save whatever, if it's a 1, 2, or 3. All right, here we go. It's a 1. Jeez Louise. That sucked. Okay, so that's a 1. So we're not going to be able to heal ourselves this turn. That's okay. We're guaranteed to live 1 more turn, I think. All right, so now we decided we were going to attack here. So we're bracing, attacking, and now shooting phase. Shoot, shoot. Well, I said attacking there. That's also a shot. Let's start. Let's put these here as well. All right, let's start with shots here. So that's going to be 6 dice. Now, it's not in the flank of this unit, unfortunately, but it's in the front. These are unmodified, needing 3s or better. Okay, pretty darn good. 6, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3. Even though they moved, skirmishers don't have a move and shoot penalty. All right, so they do get 6 defense dice back. Now they have shield wall, so 6s explode here. No 6s, thank gosh. And look at this. So a 3 will block a 3. 2 4s, actually 3 4s will block 3 4s. So a 5 and a 6 get through. So 2 wounds, but hey, 2 wounds is 2 wounds, and that knocks that unit into half. With 1 wound left on that guy. All right, awesome. Okay, so that was their shots. That's it. Okay, so we did movement, we did magic, now we're in shooting. Okay, so now this unit. Who do we want to go first? These guys or these guys? I don't think it matters. Let's go ahead and do Bidowers first. I keep calling them Bidowers. Marauders, Skirmishers first. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting. Those skirmishers have Marauder too. Marauder is both in melee and range, right? Both close and range, yes. So these skirmishers are going to get a Marauder die against them as well. 9! Thank Christ, that is finally paying dividends. Okay, now Bidower skirmishers here, needing 3s or better. Okay, not bad. 4 and a 4, 5 and a 6, and the Marauder die is an 8. Oh, please, 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 please let this last wound get through. 2 4s, a 5, and a 6. Yes! 2 4s and a 6 means the 5 gets through and does the last and final wound on that Axeman. Finally. So that's a 3-point unit of Axeman. We had already gotten a point from them. Whenever you knock a unit to half strength, not including the unit commander, you do get 1 participation point. Okay, so now it's these archers, and these archers have nothing to shoot at now. These spearmen are probably going to start moving. I have a feeling. All right, close combat right here. Let's see what happens. Are we out of 6? Thank gosh we're not. Okay, so it's still... He's panicked, so he's a 2 down to a 1. So he's a 1 plus 5 is a 6. Now we are a 5. So if we do a 1 here... No, yeah, we're a 5. So if we roll a 1, it's simultaneous. Thank gosh it's not. We go first. We're getting 6 dice. These are all +1. Let's see what happens. 6 dice, all +1. Needing 3s or better. 6, 5, 4, 4, 4, and a 3. We only need to do a single wound. Sixes, though, explode on defense. Oh, God. Oh, God. 2 6s mean a 5 and a 6 are gone. A 3 means a 3 is gone. So here's what they have left. 3 4s, but 2 of those 6s exploded. Thank Christ. I was afraid one of those was going to be a 6 and, keep the ball rolling. But 2 2s means 3 wounds. And that unit of men-at-arms is now obliterated. All right, so when you do obliterate a unit in close combat, you do get to reform. I don't even really think we want to. We're so close to this edge that reforming would just make us crash into that corner. So that's it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this turn was all, marauders. Oh, jeez. Okay, here we go. Now what? Now, Regal Guard, movement phase. I say we start moving these spears. We probably should have been moving them already. All right, so we are just simply going to reform, boom, and move, 4 inches is our max move? We just don't want to get flanked, so we're going to move up, almost 3 inches. So, or, not even. And then actually maybe even wheel. So let's say that was 2 inches. Let's move back just a bit more. That was 2 inches. And then wheel another 2 inches. So we're like this. That looks good. All right. Whew. This is insane. Okay. We're done with movement. I say we attack and attack. again. We need to finish him off. Do we move him anywhere? I don't think so. I don't think we move him. He has 1 mana. So we're done with movement? Is that what we're saying? Okay, we're done with movement. They move twice. Double move. Let's go ahead and do. This is so important. We're going to do another arcane duel. And this is huge. Oh, this is so huge. We can't take a wound here if you're Marauders. All right. I have dice in my hands. Oh my gosh, how fortunate. How fortunate for the Marauders. We rolled the same color and higher number, which means the Regal Guard take a wound. Okay, he's only going to have 2 more opportunities to do that. Okay. Okay, so that was that. All right, magic now. We're going to roll 2 of these. Oh my gosh, look at that. 8. He freaking just rolled 8 mana. And he already had 1, so that's 9 mana. And you know what? Oh my gosh, I think he wants to use that in like a Pyrostorm shot. That would be 9 dice. Yikes. Okay, but movement's over. So can he even, does he have line of sight anywhere? Oh, he does. He could Pyrostorm that freaking unit of Highwaymen. Well, say goodbye to that unit of Highwaymen if that's what he decides to do. Or does he cast a shield? Obliterating the unit of Highwaymen would not be a bad idea. But he could do a shield and also blast them. So who do we want to do a shield on? I think those axemen. We do a shield on those axemen. And, okay, so let's do that first. We're doing a 4 mana. We're spending on a shield. Of course, it only gave them 1, but hey, that's 1 more wound they have to do. And then a 5 dice Pyrostorm attack on these guys. Pyrostorm reduces their armor to 1, and these are all +1. And no defensive special abilities or anything like that. I think it also has volley, doesn't it? Let's see here. Pyrostorm. No, it doesn't actually. +1 to all attack dice, no cover save, and armor reduced to 1, and no defensive special abilities. So 6s don't explode here, which is good for them. So they're going to take 5 wounds max, but we'll see what ends up happening. So these are all +1. So that is a 6. Oh, okay, so that's a 3. These will all hit, even this 2, and then 2 4s. So that is doable. That is really doable, but let's see if the Highwaymen can actually roll well on defense here. They have a shot. Okay. That isn't terrible. So 5, 4, 4, and a 2. So only a 6 got through. So that's only a wound. That I'd call that a win. I would call that a win. All right, so that's magic. Shooting. Where do we put this thing? Where do we put this thing? Do we put it over here and try to whittle away at that archer unit enough so that that guy will take wounds eventually one day? Or do we try to get rid of one of these things? Well, they're going to get rid of him. They may or may not get rid of them. That's the only questionable one. but do we do that? I honestly don't know if there's anywhere we could put this where the hole is on that cavalry and it's not also hitting us. Unfortunately, if the edge of the hole is even right up against the back of that cavalry, the template still hits those axemen. So that's out. We could do this, but why would we? That is out. We could do this. We absolutely could do this. I mean, they're going to deal with them, but why not get a head start? And this could really hurt. Otherwise, we go here. We could absolutely go here, or go here and wipe that unit out. Go here and hurt that unit, and also maybe hurt that unit. They've already survived one shrapnel shot, though. We can put the whole thing on them, but I mean, if we're going over here, we might as well go here and go for the unit that is protecting him. Or do we just try to wipe these guys out? And then the spears can then start coming over here. And this is a 4-point unit. Let's go right here. Let's go right here, right on the center of that banner bearer, and see what happens. And it hits! Oh gosh. That's 2 turns in a row that this catapult has hit. I was kind of secretly hoping that it would not. All right, so that's 12 dice. 6s explode. These are all +1. So 1s will do nothing, and thankfully there are 2 1s, because his armor value is a 2, so only 3s are better. So unlike the Pyrostorm, the catapult doesn't completely eliminate armor. All right, so 2 2s will become 3s. 2 3s will become 4s. Unfortunately, that's the lowest of it. The rest of this, we do have a 6, so let's roll that now. And that's a 2 becomes a 3. Okay, so that's all right. Still, I'm not too keen on what's happening here. So 2 5s will become 6s, and 3 4s will become 5s. So it's really kind of average. Look at that. 3 6s, 3 5s, 2 4s, and 3 3s. Of course, you only need 5 wounds to obliterate these highwaymen. So that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. So there's 8, 9, 10, 11 in defense. No special defensive abilities. So we got to block as much of this as we can. Ideally, all of it. Well, that's not good. That's at least 4 wounds. At least. So a 1 and 3 2s do nothing. 2 3s will block 2 3s. 4 6s, which is fantastic, but you know, we'll block 3 6s and a 5. And then A4 will block A4, and that is 4 wounds. So we only have him left, and the whole rest of that unit of highwaymen just explode. I mean, what else do you expect? You spend 6 points on that catapult, and it may not even hit all the time. It didn't hit the first 2 turns. So killing 2 highwaymen seems reasonable, even though I don't like that at all. And I think that's it for shooting. So now close combat, what do? I say we attack and attack. Let's just go for it. So we are going first here, so let's get this one out of the way. Let's do men-at-arms first. These are 4 dice. These are all +1, needing 3s or better. So there's a 4. There's 2 3s. I'm sorry, 3s are better, and a 6. So 2 3s, a 4, and a 6. Now he has his brace die. Does this Billman. And, oh, that's right. I actually, since you can't actually tell what this guy is, instead of leaving the banner bearer there, I leave a Billman there. And I should do the same thing here as well. Put a highwayman here. Since unlike the banner bearers of the Regal Guard, who the banners tell what the unit is, the Marauders, you can't tell what the unit is from the banner. So there's one highwayman left, one billman left. All right. Billmen have no defensive special ability, so they're rolling 5 dice, 4 dice plus 1 for their brace die. They need decent rolls here. Oh boy, so 2 6s and a 4. Boom, boom, boom. So a 3 will get through, and he is still alive for now. He survived the initial attack from the men-at-arms, but now he has to deal with the warlord. And again, these are all +1, re-rolling nat 1s, 6s explode. And no 6s. We do have a 5 and a 6. 2 1s will be re-rolled, and these are still +1, and those 2 become 3s, and that is it. I'm not saying he has a shot, but he has a shot. He can't take any wounds, though. He only has 1 wound left. So 4 defense dice and his brace die. Can he actually survive? No. Unfortunately, he just barely... Well, actually more than just barely. He does take 2 wounds. So 2 4s will block the 2 3s, but a 1 2 3 do nothing against a 5 and a 6. So as we did kind of unfortunately expect, that billman is gone. Okay. So they get to reform. I guess we'll just do that. All right. And that was that combat done. All right. Last combat. The axemen are a 5. And the cavalry is simply a 3. So a 3 to a 5. And yep, axemen will go first. Oh, this is going to hurt. Okay, so axemen. 6, 7 dice. These are all +1. Re-rolling 1s and 2s, basically. Because those will only end up being 3s. And these are all +1. So that 3 will become a 4. These 2 1s will be 2s and are nothing. And then this 4 is a 5. These 2 3s are 4s. And this 4 is also a 5. Oops. So we have 2 5s and 3 4s. All right. In defense, we do have a brace die. We have 5 defense dice and a brace die. And we re-roll 1s. Oh, interesting. So we rolled 3 6s. So that'll get rid of 2 of the 5s and a 4. And the 3 will do nothing, but we do get to re-roll these 2 1s. Come on, at least a 4. No, they're both 2s. That's unfortunate because we could have taken a wound. But if we take 2 wounds, boom, that means he's gone. And so we'll just replace this with just him. Oh, yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Oh, folks. I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like the Regal Guard are running away with this one. Okay. All right, so he does get to attack back, though. 2 dice, these are both +1. So that is a pair of 5s. Now, they only get 2 dice, and they don't have any defensive special abilities. And they do take a wound, which is enough to only get rid of the shield. Oh, 1 more wound there would have been fantastic. All right, that is it. It is now round 5. Okay, now what the hell do we do? Well, we want to get this guy the freak out of here. So we are going to... And he's now like a single figure in terms of movement. So he can move, he can wheel and stuff without penalty. So he's just going to move 8 inches. Running away 8 inches that way. Can we hit them? Oh, yeah. Oh, easily. The skirmishers do need to move up a bit, it looks like. skirmishers don't want to be in close combat. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they're in close combat, but they would prefer to shoot. So they can move up to 4 and still shoot. And I think that's what we do to kind of space these guys out. I have a feeling this guy's going to get shot with the catapult again. I really do, because they already got 1 point for, you know, whittling that unit down, but they want those extra 3 points. So I have a feeling that guy's going to get catapulted again. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so Marauder Bowmen. So I was thinking maybe I should move them away, but I want to get my full dice. Does he move into that unit then? That's interesting. You know what? That is exactly what he does. This guy leaves this unit and moves 4 inches essentially. And now he is part of that unit. When the catapult hits this unit, all the catapult dice will go only onto him. So, do I leave the comfort of this? Well, if that unit gets destroyed, the next turn I will move back into this unit. The reason I'm leaving that unit is because I want all of these dice. I want all 6 of these dice. Okay, I also do not want to be within charge range of them. So actually, I'm going to back up a skosh. So that I am... It's going to take 2 movement actions for them to get to me. So they can't attack me. Because I don't want any more damage to them than will be necessary. We're just kind of spacing ourselves out here. Okay, so that is movement. We shoot. Do we shoot up there? Can we shoot up there? That would be interesting. Center to center, I say yes. I say we could shoot there. They have worse defense than here, and that could be interesting. That could be very interesting. Okay, so here's what we're doing. So we just moved. We're gonna shoot, we're gonna shoot, we're gonna shoot. We double moved here. We are going to brace ourselves there. Or do we leave? Do we run for the hills? The only problem with that is... You know what? I think we actually move with them and get them out of their charge range. So we can move backwards 2 inches, and hopefully that'll be enough to still then be able to shoot and be out of their charge range of 3 inches. So here's their 3 inches. If we move back 2 inches, what will that look like? So let's put this here. This is where our front is. We're going to move back 2 inches. Well, hold on. Bring it back. We're moving this back. Okay. 2 inches from here. 1, 2. Right about there. Oh, fudge. That's not enough. That's not enough to not be charged. God. If we move back any further, we won't be able to shoot. but we don't want to be charged. We need those shots, though. We need those shots. So, I guess we stay. We don't want to be flanked, though, either. Can we move back an inch so that we're not flank charged? If we move back an inch, can we still shoot? I say, oh my God, that's so close. Center to center, I say yes. I say yes. Oh, come on. That is as close as it can possibly be. Center to center. I say it isn't. It's like grazing. I say no. It's not touching. We can still shoot, and that gets us just far enough away where they can move, and they'll be in our front arc if they move straight up. Yeah. And they can't afford to wheel or anything because they only have 3 inches of movement. Oh, good night. Okay, so we move back a 1/2 inch, which is actually 2 inches. And thankfully we're not moved to fire, so we have no shooting penalty. All right, magic phase. Now here's where we want to roll a 3 or a 4. Come on, it's basically a 50-50 chance of rolling a 3 or a 4. A 1? Oh my gosh, 2 freaking things. Oh. Okay, let's war cry who? Probably not that highwayman, because he's toast. Probably the bowman. Or, right now, the skirmishers are still within. Let's do it to the bowman. Nope, we didn't even get to do it. Do we use these two? No, I think we save them. We have one more freaking turn to save these two and get 2 more. We need to get 2 more on the final turn. Come on, this is so lame. All right, that was movement, that was magic, shooting, shot, shot, shot. We're shooting up there. Let's do this one first. We have 6 shots. They're unmodified. Just 6 straight up dice. On them, they have armor 2, so 3s are better. And that was not very good. So 3, 4, 5. And they take 2 wounds. That was pretty good. So 1, 2, and the unit commander then has a wound on him. All right. Not bad, not bad. Not bad, not bad. So that was that. Oops. And then let's do Marauder Skirmishers here on the spears. Don't you dare come near me, spears. These are just straight up, needing 3s or better. Oh my gosh, look at that. Well, now the spears are afraid they're going to be whittled down to half. So that's 3, 5, and 3 6s, so 5 dice in defense. Guess we don't need that on there anymore. All right, and they have no special abilities either. So essentially, they got a 3 and a 5. The 3 6s get through and do 1, 2, 3 wounds. Again, the unit commander doesn't count for having this unit, so we just need to do 1, 2, 3. 3 more wounds, and that unit is halved, and we get a point. All right, so this unit of archers 6 dice. And these, and 6s explode. Oh, God, come on. 6s explode. We have 2 6s. 2 6s, a 5 and a 3. A 1 and a 2 miss, but the 2 6s explode and gives us another 6. A 1 misses, but the 6 explodes into another 6. Oh my gosh! And that gets a 5. 4 6s, 2 5s, and a 3. That is insane. That's what I call a volley. All right, so 7 defense dice. Oh my gosh, before I forget, these skirmishers did, okay, I'm doing this all over. Not all over, but I'm giving these guys a war cry or a marauder die on them because this could be big. It's a 1. These guys, marauder die on them. It's a 7. Boom. 1 more spear gone. Let's do the war cry die on, or the marauder die on them before I forget. That's a 2, so that's nothing. All right. So 7 defense dice, and these are unmodified. So a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2. All these poor spears. That's 4 wounds, and we have 2 5s and a 6. 4 wounds. Look at that. That spearman unit just got eaten the F alive. And that is halved, and that makes them really pissed, probably. And that's it. We braced ourselves on the only close combat, so it's over 2 here. And yeah, just as we thought they would, they are going to stick this right here. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's slow it down. Movement first. We're going to charge. Boom, close the door, slide a little, and then half and half, basically to right there. So we charged in here. And probably what's going to happen to us is just what happened to that spearman there. They're going to wipe the floor with us there. We are going to attack here. So so here's what we're doing. We're attacking here, we're attacking here. I think we stay put there. What do we do here? This now became insanely treacherous. I think we move in. We've already lost a point, and it'd be actually better to get into close combat at this point. So, again, they move just outside of 4. So we're going to go straight, close the door, shuffle, shuffle. So that was 2 moves, though, so we won't be in close combat. But look at this. They do get shots at us. They get a free shot for moving into combat. So do we want to have moved into combat? Yes, because this will be the worst of it. And these are -1. Okay, so that was fantastic. Look at that. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. And a single 4, which becomes a 3. Well, they could still take a wound, and they don't. So, yep, perfect. They didn't take any wounds for doing that. Okay. Magic phase. All right, so this, folks, this is big. This will decide the game, I think. Because if he does not do any wounds, then he will have 3 wounds, and on that last turn, he can only do 3 wounds, so this is big. This is absolutely huge. All right, I have 2 dice. Oh, fudge. Same color, but higher number. That's a single wound. Down to 2 wounds. That means on that final turn, it is possible for him to do 2 wounds. Unless he can heal, but that's not guaranteed either because he would need to roll a 2, 3, or a 4, and he's rolled 1s 2 times in a row. This is absolutely insane. He should have never done that arcane duel in turn 1 that cost him 2 health. Should have never done it. Okay, so that was that. We are now going to channel. If we could move 6 inches over here. I'm going to say that's what we did. Because this is the smart play. Is to move 6 inches to here. Well, hold on. Well, fudge buckets. Well, I shouldn't have done that. Let me move this back. Was that about 6 inches back over here? So, well, because what I'm thinking is what I should actually do, trying to get the most out of the Regal Guard, is move that sorcerer just enough over here so that he can target this unit with a Pyrostorm Blast. And that will kill that last guy, which will then allow the catapult to singly target him who will be out by himself. It was my mistake moving him into this unit, just for 1 extra shot. Should have never done it, and we may be paying the price right here, because what I want to do then is move up. So instead of moving 6 inches, like directly over there, it would be like 6 inches more like this, so that we could be here, and then now that should be within 12, and it is. We just channeled 6 dice, and I say, what do we do? Do we do 4 of them as a shield? Do we do 2 of them as an enchantment? Or do we just do all 6 to make sure we kill that guy? I say let's just do all 6. All 6 in a Pyrostorm shot, and that is in the rear of that unit, unfortunately. So these are actually all +2. So that is a 6. That is a 5. That is a 6. That is a 6. And they're +2 because they're in the rear. That's a 4, and that's a 3. 6 dice in defense, and I don't see it happening. This is going to be really bad. Oh my gosh, he almost survived. So that's 3 6s and a 5, and a 3, but a 1. Let the 4 get through and do the final wound on him. That is a damn shame. So now it's shooting. Now the catapult is just going to singly target this warlord and do it so that shrapnel hits will go on those bowmen. This is the game. If this actually hits, it's the game. And it hits. Oh, God. That is so unfortunate. It's my fault. I should have never moved him out of that safety zone where he was so safe. Now, he does have dodge, but he can only take 2 wounds. All right, so 12 dice. These are all +1, and 6s explode. So there are 2 natural 6s. This 1 and 1 more die will both explode, becoming 3s, and those will be nothing, but there's a lot of 6s here. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. This is the most 6s I've ever seen. Oh my good Lord. They're all 6s. That's 9 6s, a 4 and a 5. All right, so in defense, oh my gosh, we have a squire. Don't forget, we have the squire who has 2 HP on him. Oh boy, that's like having a... Okay, so that's 9, 10, 11. So 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like having a 2 HP shield. I kept forgetting about the squire. All right. So here we go. What can we do? These are all... Wait, no. I was going to see. I don't think we get our +1. Oh, boy. No defensive special abilities modified. I don't even think we get dodge. I'm going to say we get dodge because that's a magic item. So we'll see what ends up happening here. But we don't get the +1 apparently. Oh my gosh. Well, that basically settles that. That is a single 5 and a 4. And all the rest of those 6s. So that's 9 wounds unless we can dodge them. We have 4 wounds left, so we can... we need to block 6 of these. We need to roll 6 6s here. And we don't. So that is a single 6. Oh my god. So that didn't even matter. We take 8 wounds from the catapult. Oh my gosh. So the warlord is dead. We tried. We really did, but we made some big mistakes. All right, so that was that, and then melee is here and here, so let's go ahead and do this top one first. So we are a 5, +1 is a 6, and we are a 3, +4 is a 7, so we actually do get to go first. 2 dice, these are both +1, and so that's a single 5. And that's all we would need to get rid of that unit commander if he doesn't block it, and he doesn't, right? Yep. He doesn't get an extra die because we didn't single him out. So that unit commander, that'll be a point for us. And then, so they only get 2 dice back. These are both +1 though. Oh my gosh, a 2 and a 3. So those both fail, and they are re-rolled because of brutality. And there you go. Boom, 2 6s. Well, we get 3 dice to get at least a 6, and we do. We actually get a 6. So that will only be a wound. So we survive one more time. If we can kill him somehow and not die, we have a chance. Oh, he should have been -1 for initiative anyways. I can't remember what his initiative was, but I hope that didn't matter. I guess it wouldn't have mattered either way. Well, technically it would have. They would have gotten 2 more dice. That would have been 2 more 6s, and we probably would have died. So hopefully the disparity was more than just 1. Oh, fudge. I think it was exactly 1, wasn't it? Oh, jeez Louise. We'll see if it ends up mattering. All right, so then let's go ahead and do, because if it was 1, they would have been simultaneous, so they would have still gotten 2, they would have still got 2 more attacks, which would have been 2 6s, and we just rolled it, and it would have looked like we would not have been able to defend it. All right, but anyways, let's go down here, where they are going first. Oh, that's right. They moved into combat, so we should have gotten 6 free hits on them. These are -1, so we do have a 5 and 2 3s. And their defense, 6s explode. Oh my gosh, that's 3 wounds for moving into contact with us. That's pretty good. We might actually be able to get rid of that unit. All right, so, but they are going to attack now. So let's do the guy first. That's double 6s. And we don't have anything in defense. So a 6 and a 2 does block a 6, so that'll be a wound. And don't forget, we do have the Marauder die. Oh, I guess technically we should have also... seen if we could... Well, whose turn even is it? It's their turn, bottom of 5. So we probably would have war-cried them. That would have been a war cry, and then he would have gotten that die as well, which would have been a +1. That would have been nothing anyways. Okay. All right, and then the warlord rolling 6, 6, 6. This becomes a 3. I think we only had 2 natural 6s. I forgot to look because those would have exploded, and that's a 5. And re-rolling natural 1s, and that's a 4. All right, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6. We don't want to take a whole bunch of wounds here. Thankfully we don't. There's 2 6s and 2 5s and a 3. So we only take a wound, which is a skirmisher gone. Okay, and then attacks back. There will be 3 attacks on the unit, needing 3s or better, and a 4 and a 5. 6s explode in defense. No, they take a wound. It is over for that unit of men-at-arms. Nice. So at least that's one positive thing. This is going to be insane. I sincerely hope it doesn't come down to the 5 points for the warlord. We'll see what ends up happening, though. Okay, so that is it. It is now the final round of the game. We probably want to break away from him and I'd like to be able to shoot him and finish him off. So we'll see if we can do that. Meanwhile, I want to break away from them as well. And then we can shoot them twice. So let's see if we can do that. So they're a 5. We are a 1, I think, for skirmishers. No, we're a 2. So it's 2 plus 2 is a 4, and a 5, of course, plus 4 is an 8. So they are going to get D6 attacks against us. It's only a 1, and it's a 3. Do we defend against it? Yes, we do. So they didn't get really any breakaway shots against us. We're going to move. Probably can't move that far. We can reform. We're going to just move the 2 inches to there, so they'll get to charge at us. But now we're going to shoot and shoot twice. And I think we want to do the same thing up there. So we are a 2 plus 6 is an 8, and he's a 5. Plus 4 is a 9. So he's going to get D6. Oh, that's only a 1. And I'm pretty sure they're unmodified, so that misses. No, that's a 2. We're only armor 1. Oh, we take a wound. But the good news is we break away. So we are going to reform. And all we really want to do is shuffle over so that we can shoot at that guy in his flank. So basically 2 inches to about here. Now we are going to shoot 3 times. Yep, right in his flank. So ideally, we'd like to kill him and kill them. That would be amazing. And then we'll see what ends up happening, though. Okay, so... Oh, God, he was -1 to initiative. I keep forgetting that. All right. I don't think it matters, though. Well, actually, they both failed anyway, I think, and they took breakaway hits. Okay, so here we go. Let's just start shooting. We have no close combat. It's all shots. Okay, so we have 5 shots up there. These are all +1 for shooting in the flank. And that will be a 6, a 6, a 6, a 5, and a 4. All right, 5 defense dice. And a 6 and a 4 is all she wrote. So that's 3 wounds, and he only had 2 wounds left. That's that axeman dead. Okay, that was the least that we were hoping for, is to get rid of him. And then now... Oh, now we will shoot here. All right, so that's going to be 6 dice. 3s are better. Oh my gosh, look at this. The best attack roll of their lives. 2 6s, 3 5s, and a 4. And nothing in defense. So a 6, 2 5s, and a 4. 6, 2 5s, and a 4. So that's 2 wounds. Aw, man. That'll kill him. We need to do at least 2 more wounds. Come on, we can do it with these archers. 2 more dice. All right, so 6 dice, and they have volley. Oh, fudge buckets. I keep forgetting the marauder die. Marauder die for the skirmishers. Nothing. Marauder die for the bowmen. Nothing. Damn it. All right, so 6 attacks. 6s explode. Of course, no 6s. But we need to do at least 2 wounds here. We have 3 4s and a 5. Yes! Oh my god, we killed the whole unit. A 1 and 2 3s. Boom. That's exactly what we needed. Scoring this game is going to be the most insane thing of all time. And I have an absolute feeling that it's going to come down. I think that's a trade-off. How I forgot about simultaneous attacks here and forgetting to move that and moving that guy out of here. I think those are kind of a wash. Let's just say that because, yeah. All right, so, well, I don't know. This is not good. Still not good because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 still on the board to 6. But no, we have 4 more points too. Well, not for long though, probably. Okay, so that is it. It is now over to them. He is going to, of course, charge into this guy. And I have a feeling that cavalry is going to die. If that cavalry stays alive, it'll be very interesting. All right, but either way, this thing is going to shoot. Where? Here. Where's the template? Right there. Or right here. Right here so we can still get them. And actually, I think we were supposed to get them last time, weren't we? With 2 dice, shrapnel hits, a 3 and a 6. And we would have blocked it. Good. So we didn't lose out on anything there. Okay. But we will do this here. Hole on them, but shrapnel on them. Do we hit? No. And how far do we go? Oh my gosh. Please be a 1. It explodes. Please be a 1. Oh man. A 2. So what was a 2? I think it was just a wound. Catapult misfire. Yeah, it takes a wound. Okay. All right, no catapult. Magic phase. Channel 5 dice. All 5 dice are going to be a pyro storm at them. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. 4. Good. He won't be able to whittle us down to half. That's exactly what we were hoping for. And we block just a 4. So we take 4 wounds, which is not good, but at least he's not going to get a partial kill victory point from that. So that's 2 skirmishers gone. So that was shooting, magic, which actually should have happened before shooting, and then this whole mess over here. All right, so we are a 4. I guess technically he should have gotten on his horse. Let's say he got on his horse. I know I don't like it any more than you do, especially since that, but I mean, he can get on a horse at any time. So he got on a horse before he moved into there. That way he negates the +1 initiative of that cavalry. So that cavalry's panicked and is a 2. +3 is a 5, and he is a... Oh, he goes first anyway. I always forget that. Okay, so anyway, here we go. it's going to be 4 dice. Ones are re-rolled, 6s explode, and they're all +1. So 6s explode, 1 is re-rolled. So 4, 4, and a 6. 4, 4, and 2 6s. And an exploding 6, which is a 2, becomes a 3 and misses. All right. So this is essentially, I say that all the time, but this is essentially the game. He gets his brace die, 5 dice. He needs to block all this or he is dead. Look at this. Oh my gosh, he has a chance. So a 6, a 5, and a 5 block a 6, a 4, and a 4. He has a 1, which will be re-rolled. If he rolls a 6, he takes no wounds and survives. Oh my god. Nope, it's a 1. He takes that last and final wound and is perished, and that is 4 victory points for them. Okay, so that is game over. So what do we have here? Well, we have still the archers, a 3-point unit of archers, a 2-point unit of skirmishers, and a 2-point unit of skirmishers. So that's 7 points we still have on the field. And then we have the sorcerer with 8 life, and the warlord with 10 points. I don't even know if I'm going to count the fact that the Marauder Overlord was killed. See, that's going to be interesting, because the Regal Guard will win if we count the Marauder Overlord. But it just seems unfair that the Regal Guard, have 2 lords versus 1 lord for him. So I'm going to say killing the Marauder Overlord doesn't net you victory points. Because if that's the case, all they have left is a 6-point catapult. I mean, you don't get closer than this. Is that not insane? But then again, that would have been simultaneous. So they would have killed that cavalry anyway, and the cavalry still did what he did over there. So it really isn't like they lost out on anything. So here's what they killed. The Regal Guard killed a 3-point unit of billmen, a 1-point sergeant, 4-point highwaymen, 5-point Marauder Cavalry, 5-point Marauder Cavalry. So 5, 10, 4, and 4 is 18. They killed 18 points, leaving 7, which adds up to 25. The Marauders killed a 3-point unit of axes, a 3-point unit of axes, 3 1-point unit commanders, so that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 2-point spearmen, and 4 and 4 is 8 for 19, leaving 6 adds up to 25. Is that not insane? So, of course, again, the leadership for the Overlord, or the Marauders, was this guy. He has 10 HP. They get 2 lords over here with 10 HP apiece. He gets to act as kind of both of them, but he only has the HP of one of them. So, I mean, what do? These guys, it was 18 points to... No, it was 19 points to 18 points. Marauders killed 19 points. Regal Guard killed 18 points. But they were actually 24 points if you include this guy. Do you include this guy? I just don't know. I'll leave it to you to decide. Either way, I mean, if we retroactively said that he was still in that unit, he wouldn't have died anyway, but the whole game would have changed places, and I don't like going back that far anyways. But it's just very interesting. So interesting. This game was insane. I'm so glad that like two completely different armies with completely different forces and strategies was this close, that it boiled down to this. That's absolutely insane. So I'd say it's a tie. Either way, I wouldn't give anyone the edge. All right, folks, that's where we're going to leave it. I hope you enjoyed it. I know for sure I did. So thank you all, as always, so much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And until next time.